Before we start today's video, I just wanted to kind of do a quick little explanation on kind of what's been going on recently with me and why the videos have been kind of slow, why it just a lot of things, right? It's very simple. It's nothing serious. Essentially I just been pretty busy. A lot of school stuff stacked up. I had SATs the other couple weeks back. I today as I'm recording this, I just finished my AP exam, so I'm done with that. But then I just had I also had some personal stuff going on. I can't really get too much into what's happening with that, but we're good now. Video should be back. I'm now finally back in recording rebuilds, which I haven't recorded in months, it feels like, and I've missed doing it because you guys saw, I canceled Titans franchise because I kind of felt like it was too late in the season to actually start a franchise anyways, and I just didn't think I would get it done fast enough. So I kind of just scrapped that. Malachi Henry series I'm really enjoying making. We're going to keep going with that. Episode 3 should be out in the next couple of days. Again, those uploads were slow because I had tests going on and I had to study for exams and all that stuff. So I apologize for that, and I definitely could have done a lot better of a job communicating that because, that's nothing super personal. I could have just said I have tests. But to be honest, I was not worried about posting on YouTube. So, but we are back now. Weekly uploads should be back, and I shouldn't even say weekly uploads because the Malachi Henry series should be uploaded every couple of days, but at least weekly rebuilds should be a thing. But I do want to kind of talk about what I want to do for rebuilds going forward, because I felt like I've been very lazy with what I could do. And recently I saw C4, he's a YouTuber that I look up to a lot when it comes to this Madden stuff. He changed his entire formula for how he makes rebuilds, and it's so much more fun to watch, and I want to do something similar, but obviously I want to twist things in my own way. But 100% I want to put more effort in and make it more realistic as well. So first off, a lot of the time when I do these rebuilds, I'm just auto scouting. I don't really pay attention to it. I kind of go in the week before the day before the draft or whatever it is, and I look at prospects that I like, and then we go from there. But I want to make this super in-depth. I want to go through the season, kind of maybe midway through the season, we talk about what my updated prospect list is looking like. I want to make the rebuilds longer. So long story short, I do have a 10-year Titans rebuild that I recorded so long ago before the draft even happened. And I never ended up uploading it because I just didn't like how it came out. And I was just I could honestly just make a better video than this. Because basically what happened was by year 5, I was so just I shouldn't even say burnt out. I just think the team wasn't performing well. Spoiler alert, we didn't win a Super Bowl. And by year 5, I ended up trading my franchise quarterback, and that was just a terrible decision. I should have never done that. So, yeah. But I think there's better ways that I can handle rebuilds, and just looking at how other people do them, I could make it better, build better teams, and just understand how Madden works a little bit better. Don't re-sign running backs. Don't re-sign offensive line. You can always find offensive line in the draft. Don't always re-sign D tackles. You can find D tackles in the draft. Don't have to re-sign every good receiver. Maybe keep a good X receiver, but the 2 and 3 maybe don't matter as much. Again, you can find good options in the draft. Just really making sure that I'm not trading all of my picks for good players and then running out of money, doing things like that, which is just stupid and kind of unrealistic. But I still want to include trades, obviously, because again, that is a part of football in real life. And yeah, long story short, you guys can tell I never script these little talks that I do, so I'm kind of just going off the top of my head right now. But honestly, I just want to make these rebuilds a lot more in-depth. I want to actually take my time and make them the best that they can be, because I don't want to put out half-hearted content. If I actually want to take this seriously, which I do, I need to be putting 100% effort that I can into it, that I can afford to put into it. So I definitely want to do better with that. So again, I apologize for that. I feel like I haven't been giving it my full 100% because I was trying to make more efficient content, not something that I would actually be fully proud of making. So, but we're gonna change all that. When it comes to Madden 25 stuff, this is also kind of the weird period where we're just kind of in limbo, just waiting for, now college football to come out, as well as Madden 25, obviously. So I have plans for a career mode on that. Playing NCAA 25 or EA College Football 25, I guess is what they're calling it, as well as making a career mode in Madden, just like continuing that story. I have plans for. I already know what my franchise team for Madden 25 is. Really, really excited to use them, and I also want to change. There were a few things. We'll get into this later when Madden 25 actually drops, when I have everything set up the way I want it to be. I don't like how I did Titans franchise. This is part of the reason that I canceled it. It was not fun to play. I hate Madden gameplay with a burning passion. I will do anything to avoid playing the game physically. So, it is going to... just a little spoiler alert for what I'm thinking here. Madden 25 franchise mode, for me, is going to be more simulation-based. Now, again, taking inspiration from another YouTuber that I watch, his name is Mr. Hurricane. The way that he does his franchises, he doesn't actually go in and play the games himself. What he'll do is he'll go in and watch the games, and I think that's actually a good idea for a couple of reasons, right? One, when you let the CPU play, it actually makes Madden as a game, like, you use more of the features of Madden as a game, such as, like, traits, right? Traits on your players never matter in simulation, and they never matter. Maybe they might matter in simulation, but like, I haven't really figured that out. I don't think traits really matter in simulation, and they don't matter when you are playing the game, like, not as the CPU, or not worrying about the CPU. The CPU, like, defense or the CPU offense, traits matter for them, but not for you. So that means that when you're drafting players, you need to look for who has actual good traits, because those finally matter if you're just letting the CPU do everything. Because the CPU plays based off of attributes, but also player traits. So that makes that really, really, like, in-depth, and actually makes things like that matter when they usually don't in regular franchises. We can also just get through seasons faster. Again, I don't have to sit and watch every single game. I can simulate a week or simulate 2 weeks, and we go in and watch a game. We do 3 weeks in one episode. Do something like, maybe even more than that. You could honestly get like 4 or 5. And doing that allows you to get deeper into the franchise. And we could honestly, throughout the entirety of Madden, I could probably pull off 2 franchises if I really want to. I could probably pull off like a solid 10 years of 2 franchises if I want to. That's probably what I would aim to do, is at least one 10-year franchise, and then if I still have time, balancing that with whatever career mode I end up doing, because that's not going to take forever, obviously, but I would like it to continue throughout most of Madden, but I digress. I have a lot of plans, but I think the biggest thing for me is, like, I'm taking inspiration from a lot of people that I watch, but I want to obviously put my own spin on it, and again, what a lot of this downtime is going to be used for, I shouldn't say downtime, because I'm still going to be making videos, obviously, but, like, what a lot of this, like, limbo time, where we're kind of transitioning between Maddens and obviously EA College Football coming out, I want to actually figure out how I'm going to put my own spin on things like this, right? So, I don't want to go on for too long. Again, I will get way more in depth with this when the time is actually coming. I really wanted to come up here first and explain why I've been, like, kind of, I shouldn't say gone, because I've still been posting, but just not as often as I want to. I had a lot of momentum from an Apex short that I posted, and I kind of messed that up because it was just terrible timing, where I knew this when I posted it, where it's just like, damn, this is blowing up now, but I knew going into this that I was going to be busy. I just didn't really say anything about it, because I didn't think it would be this bad, but it was this bad. So, long story short, we will get more in depth with what my franchises will look like in the future, adding things that maybe other people haven't done yet. But again, I'm going to be doing a lot of brainstorming, but I will also say that this summer could be a little bit rough because I'm not going to be home a lot. I have a summer program I'm going to be doing for at least 7 weeks, so I will not be home during the week, and it seems like, based off of some rules that they've now come up with, which a lot of us are not happy with, my access to electronics is not going to be there. I'm not going to lie to y'all. So, recording should be fine on weekends, but I don't know when I'll have time to edit. So, again, when the time comes for that, which is actually coming up pretty soon, so we'll see. But I will try and keep you guys up to date with what's going on, And yeah, thank you guys. So I'll see you guys in the video. It's X, and welcome back to another rebuild. So I know it's been a while, but today we're going to be rebuilding the New Orleans Saints, and this is a post-draft rebuild. So we have all of the current rookies, everybody who's just got drafted, all of the current roster moves. The only thing that we don't have is dev traits. I downloaded this roster from the Madden share, or whatever the hell it's called, and you can't edit dev traits from there. So unfortunate, but I can edit that myself. I'm not going to do it for every team, just our team, the Saints. But this seems really interesting. So to kind of just quickly talk about them, they're in such a weird spot, right? So you have a team that really looks like they want to win now, but I just don't think they have it in them to do it. But you're also not really in a spot where you can rebuild because they're so badly in cap hell that, like, you can't really do anything about it. So you kind of just have to stick it out until you're allowed to kind of get off of some of these terrible contracts. Yeah. This could get really interesting. But let's go over the team really quickly. So at quarterback, you have Derek Carr, who might be probably one of the most average quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, maybe not at this point in his career, but like when he was on the Raiders, just peak average quarterback. Never was going to play you into a game. I guess he could do both. I guess he was like a diet Kirk Cousins, where he could either play you into a game or play you out of a game. More often than not, play you out of a game, but usually he was just fine. But he's 32 years old now, making a boatload of money, and I don't really want him. You know who I do want? Spencer Rattler. He is the topic of this video. Now, it's going to sound weird because he's 23 years old, and, you know, the ratings were not very kind to him, whoever made this roster. I've actually talked to the guy. He's very nice and did a great job with this roster in general. And I wasn't really complaining because Rattler was like a 5th round pick, but like his arm is stronger than 91 throw power. I don't think his accuracies are that bad. I think he's a little bit more athletic than this, but I'm just going to leave it how it is. But he's a very interesting prospect where he could have gone as high as the 2nd round in my opinion. I don't know if I would have done it personally, but like in my personal mocks, he was a 2nd or 3rd round quarterback. And I said this like the day of the draft, like, yo, if the Giants decide they want to take Spencer Rattler at 76, I'm not complaining. I mean, he has upside. He's 23 years old, so he's still not, he's an older prospect, but he's not Michael Penix Jr. old, where he's like pushing 30 already, it feels like. Okay, that's a joke. But my point being, you can still develop Spencer Rattler, and he has the tools to be a very good NFL quarterback. It just depends on when. Alvin Kamara is your running back, Jamal Williams behind him, and Kendre Miller, another now 2nd-year player who I actually like a lot. I would like to develop him, but he's a 72 overall, but he's only 21 years old. I feel like I could make him into something if he gets a dev trait, but the problem is this team is kind of in heavy air quotes when I say win now mode, but they're kind of in win now mode because this team just, it doesn't have money. So it's like you're kind of going all in with just mid. But yeah, Kendre Miller, I liked him a lot at TCU. I would like to try and develop him maybe, but we're going to have to decide what we want to do. Chris Olave is going to be here for hopefully this entire 10-year rebuild. We should hopefully have him until he is 23 or 24 years old. Or 23 or 24. 33 or 34 years old. I want him to be the wide receiver 1 of the future. Maybe not the wide receiver 1. Maybe he's better off as a 2. But, like, he's going to be here. How about that? You got Rashid Shaheed, Cedric Wilson, Equinemius St. Brown. A.T. Perry is somebody who I'm somewhat excited about. 6'5", 205. Pretty decent athlete for that size. I want to get him some playing time, to be honest, even though, like I said, we are kind of in heavy air quotes, win now mode. He's better than the guys above him, besides maybe Rashid Shaheed, who's just really good deep threat. We'll keep him for at least this year, see how that goes. He can stretch the field, and he can be pretty cool. So, we'll go with that. Offensive line, they drafted Talise Fuaga in the 1st round, who I will edit his name in a second, and give him star development. That's what I'm personally going to give him. He is an interesting prospect because he could very well just be a better guard than tackle at the next level. He had really short arms, I believe. but he showed at Oregon State that he could be a tackle. The problem is I think he played right tackle, so transitioning to left tackle could be a little bit rough in real life, and again, it could just be a very big question. Trevor Penning in the game still has star development, so we'll leave it, but he's probably going to be normal dev by the end of this. I'm going to play him at guard year one, just to play him somewhere with that development trait, and he's probably better than Nick Saldiveri, who I believe is starting there right now. So we'll give Trevor Penning a second chance, but I don't expect him to be here long. You have Cesar Ruiz, who in his rookie year was good, but the past couple of years he just hasn't been amazing. He's only 24 years old, so I guess we can still try and develop him, but we don't know how long he'll be here for. Sorry. Eric McCoy at center, very good, 26 years old. Not a super long-term option. Obviously won't be here the entire rebuild, but like for at least the first 5 years, I plan on keeping him around until he's like 31, maybe 32. Hopefully for the first half of this rebuild he's here. And then Ryan Ramczyk, I expect him to retire soon. He's 29, kind of getting up there in age. Also, injuries have really stacked up, and he still is like lingering on retirement, I believe, in real life. So we'll see with him. You got Taysom Hill, who's not a real tight end. He's a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, everything. So I don't know with him. He's just kind of here. He's getting paid a lot of money to be just this kind of gadget player. I don't love it. Juwan Johnson is definitely the better tight end on this team, but I don't think very highly of him either. He's just fine, to be honest. Sure, he can stick around for like a couple years, maybe a year or two. Defense. This is where it gets really interesting, right? So, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Let's start with the linebackers. You got Pete Werner. Is this Willie Gay? His entire name is censored? He's a real player. How does Madden do this? How do you censor a real player's name? It's not even like Fuago, where he's a created player. Willie Gay is a real player. That is his face. Okay. You have Demario Davis, very, very good middle linebacker, very kind of underrated by like casual fans, probably because he's on the Saints and they don't do anything. But Demario Davis had like a really, really good career revival like a couple years ago, like maybe like 2-3 years ago, and now he's just casually one of the best linebackers in the league. I would like to trade him and get value, but I just don't think it's going to happen. We would have to cut him if anything, and I just don't think we're actually going to get anything out of that. Yeah, we free $1 million and take a penalty of 17, so there's just really no point. But they did draft Jalen Ford out of Texas, somebody that I like a lot. A little bit of a low overall, might not develop into anything here, but 22 years old rookie, he could have a chance to be something. Probably not, but hopefully. You also have Pete Werner. He's fine. Kind of getting up there in age now. He's 25. Been in the league for only 2 years, but he was kind of an older rookie. So he might not be here super long, but at least for the first couple of years, he can be fine. Maybe first 2-3 years, we'll just keep him around. And then Willie Gay, who I now need to change his name, I guess. I don't know why. He's a real player. Played on the Chiefs last year. He's really good, too. I like him. He's also 25 years old, but a really good athlete, really good just tackler in general. Played very well for the Chiefs, and he's just solid. Edge rushers, you got Chase Young over here on a 1-year deal. It's kind of just a prove-it deal, showing that he's not just a bust at this point. I don't even know what to call him, because production-wise, he's been fine. It's just injuries really messed him up, as well as, I guess, some weird, like, I don't want to say work ethic issues with the Commanders, but like the reason he got moved was because of things like taking the wrong aside, like trying to like, he basically was going against what the play call was and kind of just doing his own thing, and it wasn't really working. So Chase Young has all the tools to be literally an elite edge rusher that he just hasn't really done. Madden overrates him a lot. Like, he should not be an 85 superstar still, to be honest. He just hasn't really proved that yet. He has this potential to be a superstar, but right now I'd probably put him at like an 80 star. Where again, he's only 24, so he can still develop, but he's just not, he hasn't done it yet. He just hasn't been great since his rookie year. And then you have Cam Jordan, who's obviously getting up there in age. He won't be around long, but also pretty solid. You have Carl Granderson with a breakout year last year. You have Isaiah Foskey, who's a good run defender. I didn't really love him coming out of the draft. He was fine. I would have liked to take him later, but he's fine. He might develop into something. Brian Brzee, I am a huge fan of. I loved him at Clemson. I thought he was a very big victim of prospect fatigue. Everybody had him as a top 5 player going into the year, and by the end, he was barely a first-round talent. I kind of settled, just lock for first round. I didn't know where because of everybody else saying he was going to go late first round, which he eventually did. I liked him a lot more than that, and I think he has potential to be one of the best interior players in the league one day. But that is really just me. I guess I'm going to die on that hill alone. So, oh well. Yeah, Nathan Shepard, he's fine. They drafted Christian Boyd, pretty cool. Kalen Saunders, John Pinacini, the greatest last name of all time. Now for the DBs. You have Marshawn Lattimore. Could be on the move some point soon, is what it seems like, because of a draft pick that they made, which we will get to. Also one of the best cornerbacks in the league, very versatile, can be put in man, could be put in zone, could be put in press coverage. He's amazing, but he is 27 years old, so I don't know how long he'll stick around for. We might have to move him at some point if money becomes tight. You have Paulson Adebo, one of the best just pure zone corners in the league right now. But he can also play in press pretty well, but pretty much a zone corner. And then you get to their most recent draft pick, Kool-Aid McKinstry, who again, I will also give star dev to. I love Kool-Aid McKinstry. Not the greatest athlete in the world, but his arms are so long that him in press is just he can play in press, but he also doesn't have to play directly on the ball like his teammates Harry and Arnold, where he can kind of play off and just make plays with his arms. So I really like him a lot. I think he'd be good. I think he could be a really good corner. Maybe not a number 1, just because he doesn't have the athleticism to hang with a lot of the top receivers, but a number 2, I think is pretty solid for him. I don't think that's a bad idea. And then for safeties, you have Tyrann Mathieu still on this team. I kind of forget about him sometimes because he's still good, but again, just on a bad team. I kind of want to move him, but again, you just don't really get any, there's no benefit to cutting him, so oh well. And then Jonathan Abram, one of my favorite players when he got drafted. I was so excited for him because he was such a hard hitter and just kind of cool to watch. He just hasn't lived up to the hype. He's 26 years old. We kind of know what he is by now. He's just kind of just a good athlete who runs and hits hard. So, oh well. But that was a really, really, really long intro. But we're going to be going really, really in-depth with these videos. So, that is going to be the team. I'm going to get everything set up. And for year 1, essentially what the plan is we're going to try and win now, I guess. For year 1, we're just going to see kind of where the team is at. And by this offseason, we're going to have to make tough decisions on cuts and things like that. If we're a bad team and we just have all these good players, we might just start making moves, start cutting people, start trying to trade people, and really just kind of breaking this team down a little bit. So we will see. But yeah, I'm going to get everything set up, and then I'll see you guys if you get any breakout scenarios. Alright, so we have a training camp standout here, and let's see who this is. I hope it's a rookie, so that, they can develop. But Paulson Adebo, let's definitely say he improved in man coverage, because he needs it. +5 man, probably into the 80s now, so now he's very well-rounded. That's very good to see. Alright, so let's see if Paulson Adebo can continue his breakout here into week 1. He's 2 interceptions. I think it said 2 combined interceptions to get him to continue his breakout. It might include pass deflections as well. I didn't really look, but let's see if he can do it. And we do take the L in week 1. Unfortunate, 35-24. We're not changing the playbooks until the offseason, and I can fire coaches and things like that. Derek Carr, though, was Offensive Player of the Week. 246, 3 touchdowns. Okay. Sure, I guess. And for the camp standout, Paulson Adebo did not get it, but he got his +5 man coverage. I mean, he's already looking really good, so that's pretty cool. I will see you guys in the next breakout scenario. All right, week 7 here, we do have a breakout linebacker. We're 3-3 on the season. We had a really rough start. We started off 0-3, and we've won our last 3 games. So we're still competitive here in the NFC South. We could definitely take that second seed back from the Buccaneers. We're actually tied with the Panthers. Sorry, last week apparently we were third in the conference. I guess we went down. Maybe I don't know how that works, but yeah, I mean this is still up for grabs for at least second place. The Falcons are kind of rolling right now, but let's see who this breakout linebacker is. And Pete Werner. Seems like he could go up to star development off of a good game, so let's see if he can do it. Alright, and we take the L here in week 7, but let's see what the breakout player said, and Pete Werner did not get his elite performance. Oh well. Alright, and we're here in week 17. The reason I want to highlight this is that this game can decide whether we can make the playoffs or not. We have back-to-back division matchups as our last 2 games. The Falcons have already made it to the playoffs, so they don't matter as much for playoff scene, but we just need to win in general. We need to beat the Bucs today because we need to both be tied at 9-7, and then we need to beat the Falcons in Week 18 to probably get into the playoffs. If you want to look at it now, the Bucs are currently the 7th seed, and the Falcons are the 2 seed. So we would probably end up taking this Buccaneers spot and facing the Falcons in the playoffs in the first round, which would be a nightmare. But we just need to win this game first. So let's see how this goes. Let's lock it in. Come on. And we do win barely. Very, very, very barely. 10-6. Terrible game, but we won. So right now, we are now the 7th seed. But we still need to win this game because if we lose and the Bucs win, we are out of the playoffs. Come on, boys. 10-7 season. Let's go. And we pick up a huge win over the Falcons. That's insane. The best team in the division. We end up just having one less loss then. So we end up making the playoffs here in year 1. That definitely changes my perspective on how this rebuild might turn out. Because if we're starting with early playoff success, this could be interesting. So, we're facing a rival in the playoffs. We're also a cold opponent now because they did start the year like 9-1. Apparently a veteran might retire, and then first playoff game as a head coach, I guess. But let's go over the stats because that's what I'm really interested in to see how we performed. Derek Carr was, again, Derek Carr. He was fine. 3,700 yards, 30 touchdowns, 7 picks. I can't be mad at that year. Honestly, I can't be mad at it. Rushing, Kamara was kind of underwhelming, to be honest. 1,100 yards, 4 touchdowns. The yards per carry is nice, so is the yards, obviously. The touchdowns are just kind of probably him just getting vultured by Jamal Williams on the goal line, but Derek Carr ran the ball a lot. It's kind of interesting. Receiving, Chris Olave was amazing. 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns for him. A.T. Perry, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns for him. 704 for Shaheed. 509 for Jawan Johnson. Kamara didn't really pitch in too much. I thought he would definitely do a lot more, but apparently the playbook is not like that. Floggy gave up 11 sacks. Other than that, the offensive line was fine. Willie Gay had 134 tackles, so very good for him. TFLs, 15 for Cam Jordan, 12 sacks for him as well, 6.5 for Granderson, 5.5 for Chase Young. I'd like to see more than that. 4 for Brazee, who had 13 TFLs as well. Is it Breezy or Brazee? I forgot. Somebody corrected me on this a while ago. I think it's Breezy. Because I think for a while I was saying Brazee. No. See, I've heard both. We're just going to go with Brazee. I don't know. We'll go with that. 4 picks for Lattimore, 2 for Demario Davis, 1 for William Gay. I hate that I had to change his name because he's a real player. His name is Willie Gay. Come on. Paulson Debo to pick, Tyrann Mathieu to pick, Kool-Aid to pick, and Howden had a pick. Now, offense was 17th. Again, just kind of average. And the defense was 4th. So we had a really, really good defense. That's good to know. That's very good to know. Yearly awards, no MVP candidates. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Any Saints? No. Depoy. Cam Jordan up there at number 5. Nice. Offensive Rookie of the Year. This is just going to be a jumble between real-life rookies and technically last year's rookies, if you want to say that. I don't know how to explain it. Y'all get the point. You can just look. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Brazee at 10. Best QB, Derek Carr at number 5. Wow. Best running back. Kamara might sneak in here. He doesn't. Best wide receiver. Olave at 9. O-line. Eric McCoy's up there. D-line. Cam Jordan at 4. Linebacker. No Willie Gay. Interesting. And then DBs. Marshawn Lattimore's up there at 4. All right. So let's get into this playoff matchup here against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not expecting much, to be honest. If we are a playoff exit, that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't like to be, but let's check this one last hurrah thing here, and let's see if we can win. So, who's retiring? Is it Cam Jordan? I bet it is. It is. So, it's Cam Jordan's last year. That's pretty good for cap space reasons, but top 10 or plus 10 morale for all players. Good to see. And we'll do cold opponent. Let's check this out. So I'm assuming it's just because they've been on a losing streak. Let's just say no fear. Yeah. Falcons will have -5 break tackle. I don't think that matters. It's simulation. But just beat the Falcons. Playoff rivals again. This is a division matchup. Bragging rights. That's kind of all this is. Plus play rec, I guess. I don't know. Both teams will have +5 play rec. Probably should have chosen hit power because it usually doesn't matter in Madden. And then the first of many, first playoff game. Let's see. We'll play it cool because let's just not. Let's just not. I'm not trying to guarantee a win here. And we are out in the first round, 27-14. Oh well. It was a good year. We're going to go to the offseason. We're going to definitely try and probably make a decision on where we want this team to go. We barely snuck into the playoffs, so are we a true playoff team? Probably not. So is it time to blow it up? Maybe make some cuts? We'll see. Let's go to the offseason. So the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl here, 32-19, and I think we want to definitely look at available staff members because our offense was tragically bad last year. The defense was good, so I think Benjamin Turner is probably going to stick around for another year. We have a top 5 defense, so let's fire this offensive coordinator, and let's look around. I'll let you guys know who we're hiring. All right, and we're going to go with this Packers offensive coordinator here, Gary Crawford. He is the QB guru. We love to see that. Could definitely help Spencer Rattler if he ends up being the starter next year, or maybe Derek Carr is still the starter next year. I haven't really made a decision on that yet, but re-signing players, we're just letting everybody walk. We have no money. We can't really do much about that. I don't think there's any like super impactful re-signings we need to make. I think the draft is going to prepare us pretty well, but we really have to draft well. That's kind of a huge part of this rebuild is we have to draft well, 110%. We can't afford to slip up here. I think there's only 3 players that we need to re-sign, and we have no money to do it. So bye to Cesar Ruiz, bye to Rashid Shaheed, and bye to Jonathan Abram. Oh well. Now, I will say I am interested in possibly trading up for one of these top tackles. Looking at the mock draft really quickly, I mean, Chris Matthews is projected to go 1. Timmy Wade is around 1 to 2 talent, so I'm kind of out on him. Same thing with Will Pendleton. He's not great. So Jaden DeCarvalho, he was the one I was more sure about. I think he's probably the best tackle, so I might have to trade up to 3 to get him. It's not good to know, but yeah, that's a little bit scary. But it's okay. We'll figure it out. If I need to trade up to get one of these guys, I will. It'll probably be DeCarvalho, but I'm not really sure. So let's go into the offseason. We're not going to even window shop. I don't even want to look at who's here. But I'm probably going to look to make some cuts to try and bring us back over the salary cap, or back under the salary cap, and then make some cuts, also some restructures. That's what I was going to say. But yeah, I'll see you guys when I do all of that. So the first cut I'm going to make is Juwan Johnson. We can free up a little bit, like around $4 million here total with this. It's not a huge cut, but it has to be done for us to be able to do something this offseason. So yeah, sorry Juwan Johnson. He was pretty solid for us, but there's not many, like, you just look at this, there aren't many people that we can cut. We can cut this position minimum guy who's just part of the roster because I don't know why he's not just on a minimum contract. I don't know what that's about, but I mean, we're in hell anyways when it comes to cap. We're going to cut Tanoke Passanyo here, save about $1 million. I mean, there's not really much we can do. Some of these guys are just going to have to be restructured. Because like Derek Carr, we just save no money from cutting. That's one of the biggest problems. I'm currently considering Tyrann Mathieu as a cut candidate, save $2 million. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I mean, he's getting up there in age. He hasn't really regressed at all, though. Like, he was like a 91, he's down to like an 88. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, how many years do these guys have left? I mean, next year. I mean, Matthew's on the last year of his deal, so we might as well just keep him around. Paulson Debo, we have to resign. Kool-Aid, I need to edit your contract. He should be on a 4-year deal, so I will change that. But I'm gonna go do some more scouting, and I will update you guys when I'm done. Alright, so looking at our picks here, I kind of made a mistake when scouting. I forgot the Saints just don't really have picks until 2026, or what in this world would be 2027. So, to be honest, I'm not feeling great, because all these tackles that I want are at the top. None of them are actually that great, so I don't know if I'm really missing out, but I don't really have the assets to trade up unless I trade a player, which I just don't think I could realistically do. I guess I could trade Ryan Ramczyk. I feel like realistically, trading Ryan Ramczyk to one of those teams at the top who wants a tackle, like the Raiders, I believe, was one of those teams, as well as my first round pick. Like, how close would Ryan Ramczyk get me to pick 3? Pretty dang close, yo. I think the Cardinals have pick 5, so if I'm okay with settling for that other tackle, I could do that. I believe the Cardinals have pick 5. They do. They have picks 5 and 12, because this is kind of unrealistic. I would give this up for pick 5, but if they say no, I'm not going to do it. And they say no, but it's so close. This is so difficult. I think we're just going to stick where we're at. I think we're just going to stick at pick 19. I need to conserve draft capital for the future, and it's really just not worth throwing up like half of my future to just get one guy who I'm not even sure about, because we just look at the scouting here. Justin Brent, we're 90% on. Oh, he actually looks so good too. I wasn't sure about him. He looks so good. Yeah, D. Carvalho actually does not look even as good as the other guys here. Justin Brent, do we try and trade up for him? He's gonna go. He's going to go at 5. Okay, if the mock draft lies to me and he sticks past 5, we'll trade up. How about that? That's what we're gonna do. But if not, we will just stick and we will pick at 19. I need other positions anyways. I need to look at safety. So Matthews goes number 1 to the Giants. D. Carvalho number 2 to the Pats. Pendleton 3. Is 4 the receiver? No, 4 is Justin Brand, so he's off the board. And then Timmy Wade went 5. Timmy Wade was the one who was going 5. Okay, I couldn't have traded up to 4 anyways. So this is fine. So we'll just go to our pick here at 19. I'm not going to trade up for that receiver. He does look good, but John Rodriguez is the safety I wanted. Oh, it's unfortunate. Okay. Artie Perryman's going to be the pick here. Wasn't really planning on it, but normal dev. That's so unfortunate. It's okay. He can definitely get improved if he has a good rookie year, so we'll try and play him a lot. Now let's go to the second round here and try and get that interior guy. It's fine. We didn't need a tackle this year. This was really like if I could get a contingency plan for an eventual retirement from Ramczyk, but we can play him next year and be fine with that. But Angelo Bean's going to be the pick here in the second round. He's going to play guard for us. Round 1 to 2 talent, hidden dev. Almost all A's across the board, a couple B's, 2 C's and a D, but like he's incredible. He's going to be high overall, I think, for a center. And then we're just going to let the CPU handle the rest of the draft. We don't have another pick until the 5th round. I'm not going to trade up for anything, so pretty boring first offseason, to be honest. But Spencer Rattler time. Yay. Alright, so our first pick was not great. 71 normal. We'll play him, I guess. Bean was pretty good. I would have guessed closer to a 75 overall, but still solid. He's going to play guard for us year 1. CPU picked up a safety, a guard, and a right end, who's actually not bad. So it could be better, could be worse. We could check out the division, the rest of the division, and what they did. So, let's do that. So the Falcons had a pretty decent draft. 74 tight end in the first round, 73 middle linebacker later on. Not a bad draft for them. The Panthers had a terrible draft. They took a quarterback in the second round who was not good. They had a 74 D tackle later on though, Marcus Widemer. I should have just traded back and gotten him. And then the Buccaneers got a 76 corner in the first round, a 75 middle linebacker in the third round, a 74 corner in the fourth. They definitely had the best draft. Their second round pick was kind of a flop, but those 3 picks are very, very good. All right, before the season starts here, Carl Granderson is kind of just excess fat on this team. It sounds really mean to say it that way, but like Cam Jordan, I'm not going to trade, legacy player for the Saints. I just couldn't trade him if I wanted to. And he's going to retire soon anyways, so Carl Granderson should just go somewhere else. And we're going to trade him to the Bears, who definitely need a right end. I'm going to try and trade him for a third round pick, and sounds good. So we have 2 thirds in this draft, no seconds, but I could definitely use that third to trade up. So I decided to stop here at the bye week because I figured we should probably look at how much money we're going to have to re-sign people. We have no money. Why? Why and how do we have no money? I literally restructured, made cuts. I did everything. How do we have no money? So Tyrann Mathieu is going to walk. Chase Young is the biggest one that I don't want to walk. Paulson Adebo is like, I would prefer for you to not walk. Like, these 2 I want back, no matter what. I don't know how we have no money. Is Derek Carr just eating away at cap space? Should I have just cut all these players last year and just dealt with it? Oh, this is just going to be annoying, isn't it? Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting. We're going to lose a lot of players this offseason. This won't be fun. Okay. Well, let's continue on, I guess. There's not really much I can do now. We're negative 55 million in cap space. We're just eating it, so. Oh, well. See you guys in the offseason, probably. Okay, so this year the entire division was bad, and the worst part of it was we weren't even the worst team. We were actually the second best team in the division, tied. At 6-11, we had a lot better of a second half of the year, which I didn't want because I wanted a top pick. And now we're kind of in a weird spot where it's like we probably won't get a top pick, or yeah, we're just going to be kind of middle of like the top 10, if I had to guess. But let's take a look at the stats. Did Spencer Rattler improve? Okay. He had a good second half of the year. 3,300 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 picks. We can live with that for now. Quarterback could still definitely be a position that we draft, but this isn't a terrible first year. Alvin Kamara was incredible. 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4.7 per carry. I guess without Jamal Williams, he still vultured 3 touchdowns somehow, with Kendre Miller being the backup. I don't even know how he did that. Yeah, Kamara was actually good this year, though. Receiving, A.T. Perry, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns at the slot. Olave, 804. 504 for Cedric Wilson. 502 for Moreau. 14 sacks given up for Fuaga. 7 for Ramchick. Angelo Bean was good as a rookie, but, man, tackle is just interesting. Demario Davis had a pretty solid year. 147 tackles. 135 for Willie Gay. 26 TFLs and 7 sacks for Chase Young. He's probably going to get superstar dev back. We're probably not going to be able to retain him, so oh well. Brian Brazee, 5.5 sacks, 14 TFLs. Pretty solid from him. Artie Perryman led the team in sacks with 8.5, 13 TFLs. That better be star dev for him. That was a great year. Picks, 2 for Amadi, 2 for Tyrann Mathieu, 1 for Adebo, and 1 for the rookie Warren Wilson. I'm not even going to look through awards. We're just not going to have it. Chase Young might be up there for, like, D lineman. We can check D lineman of the year. Was Chase Young up there? He was, number 7. And then maybe for linebacker, Demario Davis with all those tackles. Nope. And then anybody else? Maybe A.T. Perry. He did. AC Perry at 6. That should be star dev for him. And I don't know anybody else. So, we will go from there, and I will see you guys at the offseason, and I'll let you guys know what we're doing. So, the rookie Artie Perriman does end up going up to star dev. We love to see that after a great rookie year. So, the pick does not seem like a bust after all. Definitely questionable at the time, but he's already a 76 overall with star dev. So, essentially, we drafted a star dev player. He's 86 power moves already, so he's just going to be a great pass rusher next to Brian Brzee, who will probably focus on being a run stopper, but those two next to each other should be really good. And the defense was not good this year, so we are going to hire Sammy Rios here, the defensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills. We're going to give Gary Crawford one more year. He has the QB guru. He's really getting those attributes up there, so that's really cool to see. But one more year of kind of just being as an offense, and I'll look elsewhere. In terms of re-signings, we are broke. So everybody here, I guess, is just walking. I wasn't really prepared for this, to be honest. I thought we got our cap situation under control last offseason. So Chase Young, Paulson Adebo, Trevor Penning, Tyrann Mathieu, Pete Werner, they're all gone. Olave we're going to pick up the 5th-year option on, I think. Do we want to? I almost just want to pay him. Like, I think we have to, though. I wish I could franchise tag Chase Young. It's just not going to be possible. This is such a friendly deal, too. Like, $25 million for a potential elite edge rusher is just amazing. But it's not going to happen. All these guys are going to have to walk. Adebo, I'm probably the most sad about because he was developing really nicely. But cornerbacks you can find in the draft. We can find an edge rusher. We're just going to enter rebuild mode. And I think this also means that a lot of players are going to be on the move this offseason. So, get ready. If I can trade Ryan Ramczyk for a second-round pick, I'll be happy. And we do it. We're going to get Ryan Ramczyk out of here. We're going to need the cap space. He's a liability at this point. If I can just sign a decent tackle, I think I'll be fine with that. If I can draft one, that would be even better. I don't even think I have the money to sign anybody, actually. We went over this. So we're going to have to draft a tackle. That's like that's priority number 1. But this move had to happen no matter what. I think we're going to be okay with that for now. I think the other, if we just look at, not re-sign players. If we look at, we're not picking up Trevor Penning's 5th-year option. That would never happen. Where the hell is this? Team salaries. There we go. If we look at this for years remaining, we're going to have to re-sign Kamara. He's just going to be gone. We don't pay running backs here. He's regressing anyways. Demario Davis, gone. Willie Gay, I'd like to bring back, but we'll see. Fuaga should be on a 5-year deal, so I will edit that. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Cam Jordan's going to be gone. Penning will probably be gone. Jamal Williams is eating cap. He'll probably be gone. He will be gone. Let's put it that way. Derek Carr is like the biggest one where I just can't do anything about this massive cap hit, and it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. Like, I can't trade him either. Like, nobody's going to take him. He just has to sit here and just kind of rot. So, I'm going to do some scouting, and I will let you guys know how we're doing. Alright, so we're here at the draft, and I have a pretty lengthy board. We are going to take a tackle with this first pick. I'm just going to go to pick 9. We shouldn't have to stress about the guy I want going. Oh, he is technically projected to go the pick right after us, so I hope that he didn't just get snatched. And he didn't. Doug Smith is the best left tackle here. I scouted all of them, so if we just want to quickly take a look. Doug Smith was the only one with around 1 talent, 2 to 3 for Denman. We didn't figure it out on Bennett, and then the right tackle is also around 2 to 3. So Doug Smith is going to be the pick here. Round 1 talent, hidden dev, 85 strength. He's going to be the left tackle of the future. Fuaga is going to move over to the right side, where I think he's going to be better. And yeah, that's pretty good. So I don't want to fully trade down yet. We're going to go to the next round and see who's available in the second round in case I actually want to trade up here. Because there are a lot of players on my draft board that I want that I don't think that second round pick is going to get me. I could take a running back. I don't think I'm going to take Marcus Spencer this high. I could also take Devon Holmes. Really, really, really fast receiver. I think fastest in the class. Some O-linemen that I like. There's an edge rusher that I do like here a lot, Josh Richardson. I wouldn't take him here. A lot of the guys I want are gone. So it's really, do I want to trade up for one of these receivers? And I think the answer to that is yes. I definitely do. I want to see which one goes first. I don't really want to know. If one of them goes, I will take the other. I think the physical guy is cool. I definitely want the faster one. So, but I'm fine with either of them. Marcus Spencer does go off the board. So I think around the Colts pick is when I'll think about trading up maybe. Because that's a big trade up. It's like end of the second round or the beginning. Let's see. Do the Colts take one? They don't. Alright, let's try and get to like pick 10 in the second round and then I'll trade up. Let's see. Okay. Nice. Alright, so we're going to try and trade up here with the Dolphins, and I'm going to let you guys know if I can get it done. Alright, so I couldn't get it done with the Dolphins, so we're just going to keep simming here. If I can get to maybe the Vikings pick without a receiver going, I'll be happy. I do want to see, where are they like on the draft board right now? So Devon Holmes is the second best available player. So that's not good to see. And then the other receiver is the 6th. So they're going to go soon. So I need to trade up sooner rather than later, and if I can't, it's going to be kind of sad. So let's see if we can last the Vikings pick without one of them going. Okay. I'm going to see if the Vikings want to get a trade done. Let's see. It's going to be our second this year, as well as our fourth this year, and a fourth next year. Kind of a little bit more than I wanted to give up, but I think it's worth it. It's later round picks. And we're going to get the best player on the board here, Devon Holmes. Fast receiver, out of South Carolina. 4.30 speed, 4.24 his pro day, which is the fastest in the class. He has 97 speed, great deep threat. He will be in the slot next year. He looks incredible. So our receiving core is pretty set for the future, it looks like. A.T. Perry's going to be really nice on the outside. Obviously, we have Chris Olave and now Devon Holmes. So let's go to the third round and see what's available. Oh, and the tight end I wanted goes off the board the pick before me. I would have taken him here 110%. That's upsetting. Thaddeus Lake is still on the board, so it's actually good to know that I could have just waited and gotten him. Oh, and the edge rusher I wanted is gone too. Okay. That's unfortunate. Well, I probably go with Raheem McLeod here. Like, Darren Holt is cool, but I don't think I need him now as much as I need Raheem McLeod. Running back I can wait on, obviously, and same thing with Ben Brenner, same as Darren Holt. Let's take a look at the board and see where they are relative to each other. So, the first player is Darren Holt. I'm fine with him going off the board. Then it goes Brenner. It goes Brenner, and then McLeod's not till 41. How many linebackers are before him? There's one linebacker before him, and then for the guard is best available. I'm going to take Brenner with this pick, and if I have to trade up for the linebacker, I will. I would rather not, but I can just use the rest of my picks in this draft, because after this, I don't really care. Like, the running back is cool and all, but I don't need him. But Brenner just genuinely looks incredible. 3 A's and a B. Decent athlete. Normal dev? Really? Really? I feel like he looks better than that. Oh, well. Honestly, if I can just trade up to this next pick, I'm going to do it. I think I really need that linebacker, to be honest. If I need to trade the rest of my picks in this draft, I'll do it. If I trade this 3, 5, and 6 for... I don't even know who's on the board right now. Who's currently on the board? It's the Dolphins again. Yep. If I trade this 3, 5, and 6, will they do it? It'd be kind of huge. So I really do need this linebacker. I think Pete Werner's off the team right now because we just couldn't afford to bring him back. So I definitely need a linebacker. Dolphins were not being cooperative last time. Let's see if they'll take 2 picks. Come on. And they do. All right, so we're going to trade up here. We're going to get the linebacker, and that is going to be it for this draft. So I will see you guys at the end. Okay, so in terms of overalls, we had a stunning draft. 75 overall left tackle for Doug Smith, 77 overall for Devon Holmes, 74 for Brenner, 74 for McLeod. I thought this was going to be a little bit more disappointing. The dev traits were not there for the second two, like the last two picks. But yo, we might have had the best draft in the division. So let's check this out. So first we have to look at the Bucks. 74, 76, 73. They took the tight end that I wanted. Does he have hidden dev? He does. That's so upsetting. I would have taken him too. That would have been the guy. I don't even want to see what his dev trait is. We'll know eventually. Wait, they took 2 tight ends? Are you kidding me? They took a tight end in the first round, a tight end in the third round. They're 1 overall apart. And they took a free safety. I would have wanted him. Jaleel Elliott. Oh well. Next team we gotta look at here is the Falcons. 78 overall for Cordell Carroll. He was really good. I considered him, but I wasn't gonna trade up. 74 for Peter Phelps. 73 for Michael Ramirez. You got a 72 corner Paul Ford down the board. They might have had the best draft. Just they had a lot more picks than us. And the Panthers fumbled. Nice. 76 left tackle. So Leonard Bennett ended up being pretty good. Was he hidden dev? No, he was not, so we got the better tackle. I'm happy with that. Panthers fumbled. Alright, for year 3, this is what the team's going to look like. Spencer Rattler's going to still be the starting quarterback. Kamara at running back. Olave, A.T. Perry, and the rookie Holmes at receiver. Offensive line, the rookie left tackle Smith. Bean, McCoy, Trevor Penning, Talise Fuaga, who's now moving to right tackle. Tight end is going to be Foster Moreau. Sad I missed out on that tight end I wanted. Defensively, we're looking really rough. I think this team's going to be pretty bad, but hopefully we can start reloading soon and then actually be competitive within the next 2 years in the second half of this rebuild is where we really take off. But Groves is going to be the right end, Cam Jordan at left end, Brzee and Perryman in the middle, which is probably the part of this defense I'm most hopeful for. Marshawn Lattimore, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and Alontae Taylor at corner, Howden and Wilson at safety, which is not great. And then the rookie McLeod, Demario Davis, Willie Gay at linebacker. McLeod is going to be the sub-linebacker this year, simply because I just want him to develop the most. We're going to try and prioritize playing the young guys this year. I don't think we're going to be good, so we're just going to rock with this. Groves will be a rush defensive end, Alontae Taylor in the slot. Could honestly put Wilson there, but I think I'll just let him be the second guy and just let him play strong safety. But yeah, that's what the team's going to look like, and I will see you guys soon. Alright, so preseason week 2 here, we do have a camp standout, and it's Brian Brzee. I kind of want to see his pass rushing get better. I know I said I'd develop him as a run stopper, but I definitely need to see this get better so that he can definitely get to the quarterback more. So, +3 power and finesse moves, good to see for him. And let's see if he can continue breaking out. Alright, so after week 1 here, let's check out what Brzee did as the camp standout, and can he continue? But he did not, so that's unfortunate. Again, oh well. For re-signing players, we finally have cap space now, $71 million. Trevor Penning, we can let walk. We drafted his replacement. Kamara, I don't want to pay a running back. Willie Gay will consider. He's 27 now. Alontae Taylor, I would definitely like to re-sign his depth. So, honestly, a 3-year deal to just be kind of a decent depth guy for us, just in case, is fine. Other than that, there's nobody here that I want. We'll pick up the option on Brian Brzee. But otherwise, we're going to look to spend some of this cap. You want so much money, Willie Gay. I'm not going to give that to you. I could draft a linebacker. Alright, so we're not going to look to re-sign anybody here, so I don't have to stress out about that. We'll roll into this offseason with a lot of cap space, and we'll try and make something happen. Alright, so we end the year at 10-7. The team played really well. We got a trench boost from the last game, hopefully. I did activate that. And we didn't allow a sack, so that's great. And the entire offensive line is going to get 10k XP, so that's also really, really good to look at. One last hurrah, though. What player might be retiring? Cam Jordan? Yeah, Cam Jordan. He was supposed to retire like 8 years ago. Just let him go at this point. I don't want him, to be honest. But if we can make a playoff run, that would actually be kind of dope, low-key. So let's take a look at the stats here, see how the team did. Spencer Rattler was incredible. 4,300 yards, 34 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. He now has the QB of the future tag. We're locking him in, boys. Alvin Kamara was great. 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4.1 per carry. Kendra Miller vultured 11 touchdowns as well. I might give him the starting job next year just to see. I might draft a running back, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Receiving, Olave, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Great for him. 1,110 for the rookie, Devon Holmes. 906 for A.T. Perry. 607 for Foss Moreau was a pretty good contribution as well. Sacks, the rookie led up 20 sacks. Doug Smith. Okay. It's not good to see. Fuaga looked a lot better at right tackle, though. Penning's been a pretty good guard for us. So that's good to see. Mario Davis led in tackles with 115. TFLs, 12 for Brian Brazee. Sacks, 6.5 for Brazee led the team. 6 for Cam Jordan. 5.5 for Eric Grove. So we had a better second half of the year, but still not great. Perryman with only 4. We need a dominant edge rusher. Raheem McLeod, though, 3 picks, 98 tackles, 2 TFLs. Not a bad year. 3 picks for Marshawn Lattimore, 2 for Mario Davis, 2 for Warren Wilson, 2 for Jordan Howden, 1 for Willie Gay, 1 for Alontae Taylor. Offense was still top 10 with 6th, and the defense was 23rd. Yearly awards, we had to look at that too. I didn't mean to exit out. Joe Burrow wins MVP, but Spencer Rattler is up there at number 10. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, no Saints. Defensive Player of the Year, no Saints. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Devon Holmes. That's amazing to see. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Raheem McLeod, so potentially 2 development trait upgrades for both of our rookies. Best QB, Spencer Rattler's up there top 5. Running back, Kamara's up there at 7. Wide receiver, Devon Holmes is up there. Chris Olave's up there at 7. Holmes at 5. O-line, no Saints. D-line, probably no Saints. Linebackers, Demario Davis at 8. DBs, Marshawn Lattimore at 8. Nice. Alright, let's see if we can win a playoff series here. That would be really, 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 really good to see. Let's try and beat the Chicago Bears here. And come on. Let's get a playoff series under our belt. And we barely lose, 34-27. Cam Jordan, please retire already so I can get more money from you. But we have, speaking of money, we can spend some money this offseason. We have a good amount of cap space finally. And we're going to be able to make moves. We can actually improve this team now, start signing people. We haven't signed a single player in free agency yet. We've drafted decently well. I think our last draft really was like our best draft. We don't have to re-sign anybody this offseason. Everybody's going to walk. But let's take a look at these dev traits. Devon Holmes probably gets superstar dev off of that year. He did. So now a superstar 3rd receiver for us. Love to see that. Continue to make him a deep threat because that seems like what his role is going to be, is a pretty undersized receiver. And then Raheem McLeod hopefully gets up to star dev. He did not. That's robbery. You won Defensive Rookie of the Year. That should just automatically give you star dev. I don't understand why Madden does this, but continue to give him run stopper. Hopefully he can continue to improve and eventually get a dev trait for us, but that's pretty unfortunate. Alright, so for free agency stuff, we're going to pick up the option on Brazee. We are going to let Trevor Penning walk. I know he's been solid for us, but we drafted a replacement last offseason. No need to spend money when we don't have to. Alvin Kamara, I'm just not going to pay a running back who's that old. Willie Gay's 28 now. Same thing for him. And then everybody else is just walking no matter what. Demario Davis, goodbye. Jamal Williams, goodbye. We're just waiting on Derek Carr's contract to be up, and we should be in the green. He has 1 year left, I believe. Spencer Rattler better get star development or else I'm manually giving to him, and he got it, so that's good to see. He's now playing up to an 81 overall, only 26 years old. He can still grow into an elite quarterback for us, so very happy about that. Any other development trait upgrades we need to pay attention to? Marshawn Lattimore gets his X Factor back. Groves didn't go down, so that's at least a good sign. Demario Davis is gone anyways, so him losing his dev trait's fine. Yeah, I guess other than that, we're just kind of fine. Alright, well, let's go to free agency, and I'll let you guys know who I'm signing for the first time in this rebuild. Alright, so we're making some moves here. Roger McCurry is the biggest one, probably. Getting him for 3 years would be really nice to shore up this corner room. He'd be the third corner for us. I know we just signed Alontae Taylor to a deal, but he's really just an insurance policy. But yeah, McCreary's only 26 years old, 84 overall. Kind of fits what Paulson Adebo was for us a couple years back, so that'd be really nice. Derrick Henry just on a 1-year rental deal. I could draft a running back, but like I looked at his stats, bro. In Baltimore, he just had 20 touchdowns and like 1,400 yards, so he hasn't lost a step yet. Boy Mafia in a 1-year prove-it deal. I'm probably still going to look to draft another edge rusher, but Boy Mafia could help provide some more juice there for us, which we just don't have. And then Cole Bishop, just a pretty athletic free safety for us. We definitely need help at safety, so this would really help us out. Now let's see if we can get any of these guys. So Mafia's waiting, but we get Derrick Henry and Cole Bishop. We do not get Roger McCreary, though. He does go to the Jaguars. That is very unfortunate because I probably wanted a cornerback most. And Rasul Douglas is here. Kyler Gordon was the other one I was going to go after, but he just didn't really have a lot of interest. So if I can maybe juice this up a little bit and see if he'll take that, I'll go after him. So we're tied with the Broncos. I mean, I'm sure if he has more interest, he'll just go to the Broncos. And he does, so that's fine. And then Mafia has more offers, but it looks like we're probably the best one, and he still doesn't take it. So we're going to come out of free agency with just Derrick Henry and Cole Bishop, which is okay. We're still going to look to draft really well, and yeah, I will see you guys there. Alright, so we're here at the draft, and there's so many interesting prospects in this draft. I have my guys. I have a guy I want to trade up for, but it's risky. It is so risky to do it. So we have a lot of needs, right? So there is a point where I should honestly consider not trading up and messing up my picks because this team is not perfect whatsoever. We definitely overperformed last year, and I know that. So I don't really expect the same results this year. But let's take a look at my draft board, right? We'll go to corner because there's this guy named Dontrell Bynes who supposed to go top 10. My pick is at like 23, right? I could trade up for Bynes if I trade my first round pick next year as well as this one, and we could easily get into the top 10. Not hard. The reason I don't want to trade this pick is because Kalen Darby, round 1 to 2 projection, not even projected to make it into the first round. Crazy good athlete, great top skills, top 5 talent in the class. I need to get him as well. And I shouldn't have to try. I can trade down and get him. So there's a part of me that wants to double trade up, which is going to cost a lot. It would give me 2 really good players, but to see what that price tag would be, like, let's just take a look at Washington, right? Because they're the team who holds the 9th pick. And they are the ones who are projected to take this corner. They would want Marshawn Lattimore. They would want our first round pick this year, but they would want 3 first-round picks or Olave and McCoy. A lot of value. If I just said take this and this, what are they saying? Okay, apparently we have the 9th pick now. So we're going to trade up to 9 and get this cornerback. That's interesting. I did not expect that to go through. To be honest with you guys, I did not expect that to go through. So that's kind of interesting. So we're going to take this cornerback here. I didn't even get to finish what I was saying. Which was I could basically wait and get a different cornerback later on because Isaiah Burnett looks pretty solid. Josh Benedict does not look bad at all. But Dontrell Bynes is 6'4", 194. He's a great athlete, great top 4 skills, hidden dev. He's going to be one of the best players in this class, 110%. So I'm very happy with that pick. Now, to trade up to the end of the first round to get this linebacker is going to be really hard. I don't really have a lot of picks to do this with. So if I could trade a second, a third, maybe a player to get up there, I'm going to do it. I don't know who, though. Because I also need to address other positions, right? Like I said, we are not a perfect team. So getting these 2 top-tier guys is cool and all, but, like, we're still not in a great spot after that. So if I could maybe trade Foskey, who I don't really want to move on from. He's kind of just, like, a stopgap guy right now. Like, Alontae Taylor is now expendable, so maybe he goes. Jordan Howden is definitely expendable. So if I could trade up to pick 29, I mean, this is not a lot of value. I would probably have to trade my second next year. And this is assuming that we're going to be good. That's so much to give up. If I trade a fourth... Okay, maybe not a second next year. Let's not do that. Let's keep our second next year and maybe take a second 2 years down the road. And we're going to get pick 29 in this draft. Okay. We're making big moves, boys. This linebacker's not projected to go. I'm going to pray that he is still on the board at pick 29. He was not projected to go in the first round. Please tell me he is still here. He is. Kalen Darby, welcome to the New Orleans Saints. Hidden dev, amazing athlete, a little bit undersized, but he's great. So we're going to go to the third round here. I still have some guys scouted, so it's not like the end of the world. I should definitely still have some guys on my draft board around this time, but we're not going to fill out every position that I wanted to fill out. And the two people are here are actually Benedict and Beeson, so we're going to take Benedict, the corner. Just give us some more depth. Alontae Taylor becomes more expendable. Benedict is amazing, great athlete, hidden dev. Love this pick. And then we'll take the running back later on. Kendre Miller might still get a chance to start for us, honestly, because, again, Derrick Henry's only on a 1-year deal, so we can't forget that. And the fifth round here, if the running back is still here, I'll take him. He's a day 3 projected pick, and he's gone. So I'll probably just let the CPU handle this, and I will see you guys next year. Okay, chat. 78 overall for Dontrell Bynes. He's amazing. We knew he was going to be good. He looked great. 78 overall for Kalen Darby. We knew he was going to be good. But a 79 for Benedict? Playing up to an 80 overall. He looked great, but that, I mean, it's the injury rating. So if I had injuries on, that might be a worse pick. I don't care what we gave up. Getting 3 almost 80 overall players is 110% worth it. I don't care. Let's check out what our division rivals did, though. So we will check out the Buccaneers first. I mean, nobody did anything compared to us. Still a great draft for them, obviously. TJ Briarell, I scouted him. Did not look good, so I didn't end up trading up for him. Javier Banyard, good tackle. Really shut up the offensive line in this draft. Good for them. Next team here, the Falcons. They fumbled. 72 overall defensive tackle. Yeah, not good. Panthers had a lot of picks. Pretty decent draft. Denard Hawkins is somebody I looked at. Jamion Adams I did look at as well, but he just didn't really look amazing. Couple 70s in there. Yeah, not bad. I mean, I'm not mad. We had a great draft. I can now trade Alontae Taylor if I need to. We have like 5 great corners. Honestly, this makes Marshawn Lattimore expendable. I might not trade him now, but like, this definitely makes him expendable. 110%. I mean, just look at our corners. Like, our corner room is insane. I could trade somebody and get an edge rusher for this team. Jalen Ford's going to start outside linebacker. I mean, I could definitely play one of them at safety, too. I honestly might do that. Maybe Alontae Taylor moves back to, like, safety or something. Yeah, Alontae Taylor's going to move back to safety. Yes, looking at Marshawn Lattimore's contract, he has 1 year left. We don't even really have to re-sign him at this point. Like, yeah, he's an elite cornerback, obviously amazing to have, but for the sake of money, I mean, he is only 30, so maybe we do retain him, but we just have these contingency plans in the back ready to develop and ready to be good immediately. But if I trade him for a star edge rusher, get some actual value for him, that could be good. But yeah, I'm going to set up the team like I said, and I will let you guys know what we're doing. I'm going to sign Joseph Osai from free agency. We don't have another edge rusher right now. I decided I'm probably not going to move on from Marshawn Lattimore just yet. We still are probably trying to be competitive, so we're going to sign Osai, and then we also need a tight end. I think I'm just going to bring back Foster Moreau, who we had last year, so that should be fun. But yeah, let's take a look at the team, and then we'll jump into the season. Alright, so this is going to be the team going into year 4. You have Spencer Rattler at quarterback, Derrick Henry and Kendry Miller at running back, Olave, Holmes, and A.T. Perry at receiver, Smith at left tackle, Bean at left guard, Eric McCoy at center, Brenner at right guard, and Talise Fuaga at right tackle. Tight end is Foster Moreau. And then for the defense, Joseph Osai is on the defensive line now with Eric Groves, Brian Brazee, Perryman. And then for linebackers, you have McLeod, the rookie Darby, and Jalen Ford. For DBs, you have Marshawn Lattimore, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Benedict is the third corner, and Bynes is the fourth. Our corners are going to be so crazy. Marshawn Lattimore is on the last year of his deal, so maybe at the midseason mark, if we're not like super competitive like last year, we might look to move him, just try and get some value for him. Otherwise, he might just walk in free agency if I don't have to spend money on corner, because we have two who are ready to develop into monsters for us. At safety, you have Cole Bishop and then Wilson, as well as Alontae Taylor as a backup. For specialists, Benedict is going to be in the slot this year. Osai and Groves are going to be the edge rushers with Brazee and Perryman up the middle. Darby is going to be the sub linebacker with A.T. Perry in the slot for receiver, and Derrick Henry at both running back spots. I kind of want to put Kendry Miller there. Kendry Miller is only 24 years old, but at this point, he probably won't develop. If I was going to develop him, I should have started years ago. I probably should have started that like year 2. But you know what, we'll make him the third down running back, try and give him a couple more snaps. But yeah, I will see you guys with whatever scenario comes first. Alright, so we did lose 38-35. And Groves did not get it done. Oh well. Alright, so we lost 23-15 to the Bengals. Let's see. Wow, okay, Joseph Osai, congratulations. He gets star development. I mean, like I said, I highly doubt that I'm going to re-sign him unless he has like some crazy big year out of nowhere, but sure, he can try. Obviously, Lattimore's at the top. We have to re-sign Olave, but look at the money we have, chat. $200 million in cap space. I don't think I've ever had this amount of money in a rebuild, ever. But the problem is we're not paying anybody. We have to re-sign Spencer Rattler. I wonder how much he actually wants. He does not want a lot of money. I'm going to sign him to a 5-year deal. Let's get this squared away. A 5-year deal, a cheap quarterback. Building around a cheap quarterback for the future is going to be really, really good. Again, we can kind of just throw money around right now. Olave, I'd like to keep you here for at least until you're like 32. He's going to be the number 1 for a while. Kool-Aid, I want you back. It's just how much, because you don't really want to be back. I'll give you a 6-year deal. Okay, Kool-Aid's back. Again, we can really throw around money. We're going to end free agency with 100 million probably. A.T. Perry's been a really good third receiver for us. I'll give you like a 3-year deal. Probably can get up to maybe around an 85-ish if we're lucky. Kendry, I do think I want to re-sign Kendry Miller. He's been a really good backup for us, and maybe he could develop into something. So, he's still pretty young as well. Osai, like I said, unless he has a literal crazy year, we're not going to re-sign him. Derrick Henry's going to walk. Derek Carr is the reason why. He's finally done. We're finally going to have money. And then Perryman will pick up the 5th-year option on him. Anybody else who needs to come back? Like Marshawn Lattimore, like I want to re-sign you, but we now have depth. He doesn't even really want to be here. I think we trade him. I think we honestly trade him. I don't think I'm going to bring back Osai. That's a lot of money. But yeah, I'm going to look for a Marshawn Lattimore trade. I think it's time. He's been in trade rumors in real life for some years now. He doesn't want to re-sign. We have corners ready to play behind him. So I'm going to look for a trade and I'll let you guys know what we do. Okay, so here's the trade. We are seeing a familiar face come back to the Saints, who I couldn't re-sign because we didn't have money. Marshawn Lattimore and Eric Groves are on the move. The reason I'm trading Groves is because he hasn't done anything in the past couple of years, and at some point overall to me in development traits just don't matter if you're not productive. He's been in multiple different schemes and he has not put up stats at all, and Joseph Osai has performed better than him. We are trading for Chase Young, a 1st-round pick next year, and a 3rd-round pick this year. Now mind you, we still don't have a 1st this year or a 2nd next year, but we're getting more late-round draft capital for this year. And next year, we're going to have 2 first-round picks. So, that makes me pretty happy. But that's going to be the move. We finally have, hopefully, what is a star edge rusher. Chase Young, I looked at his stats. He is having a down year. So that's why I felt like this could be a realistic move, as he only has 2 sacks in the season. But last year he had 10 sacks. And this scheme is pretty defensive lineman friendly. Or I should say it's pretty friendly for defensive linemen. So I really think that this could be good. This now allows Bynes to actually have a role on the team. He will be a slot corner for us probably. There's Benedict in the slot. No, Bynes is in the slot. Good. So we'll probably leave it like that. Chase Young. It's just going to look like this. It's going to be the same team, just a couple of different things got changed. But other than that, everything is the same, and I will see you guys later. Alright, so coming off a loss to the Atlanta Falcons here in Week 12, we are 7-4, still on top of the division, but tied with the Buccaneers. But we have a breakout DB as well as a tandem breakout for our offense. So for the DBs, Josh Benedict could go up to superstar development. That would be huge for him. He was a great late-round draft pick for us. So if he has a big game, this could really help him. And then for this tandem breakout, let's see who this is for. It's probably a wide receiver, if I had to guess. That's usually what it is. So Devon Holmes wants to go off. We'll challenge him. Sure. Alright, so we did win the game there, 18-17 against the 49ers. Let's just check our breakouts. And Benedict did not have a good game. Oh well. And let's see what the tandem breakout was. What the results were of that. And come on. And Devon Holmes didn't do anything either. Oh well. That's tough. Alright, week 16 here. We are still ahead of the division, and we have a breakout linebacker. I wonder who this could be. And it's Raheem McLeod. I'd love to see him get up to star development. He deserved it as a rookie. I think he got Defensive Rookie of the Year and didn't get a dev trade upgrade, so really this should be a superstar development scenario. But let's see if he can do this against the Lions here. They're 9-5 as well. And we do beat them 28-14. We are 11-4 now. Playing the 10-5 Ravens. We were a pretty tough schedule. But Raheem McLeod somehow couldn't get one of anything. Oh well. Alright, and ending the year here with a 42-6 win over the Buccaneers. We are the 1 seed in the NFC, meaning that we do get a bye week. So this team is really performing better than I ever expected them to, because the roster itself isn't like crazy overpowered. We are an 83 overall team, and we are dominating. Spencer Rattler had an insane game. He had a rushing touchdown, 260 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, just one player of the week. Let's check out the stats, though. I'm really interested to see how we did. So, Spencer Rattler, pretty good year. 3,800 yards, 32 touchdowns, 7 picks. Nothing crazy. We knew the yards were going to be down. We saw that at the midseason mark, but honestly, solid year. He's a cheap quarterback for the next 5 years. I really like it. Rushing, Derrick Henry went off. 1,400 yards, 18 touchdowns, 4.2 per carry. 400 yards and 10 touchdowns for Kendrick Miller. He is probably going to start next year. He's only 25 years old. We just re-signed him to that 4-year deal. I said I wasn't going to pay running backs, but he's a cheap one, so I'm fine with that. Olave, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, 906 for Devon Holmes, 607 for A.T. Perry, 506 for Foster Moreau. He's really chipped in as like that kind of budget tight end for us. 5 sacks for Fuaga, giving up 5 for Smith. Great improvement from his rookie year. He gave up like 20. So offensive line looks really solid. Defensively, only 99 tackles led the team for Raheem McLeod. TFLs, 16 for Chase Young, who also had 9 sacks. Pretty solid. 11 sacks for Joseph Osai, though. He's interesting. I might give him a 1-year deal if he wants to take that, but I'm not going to stress out and give him a crazy deal. Perryman had 7 sacks, though. Brzee had 5. 5 picks for Josh Benedict led the team. That better be Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's insane. 2 picks for Darby, 2 for Bynes, 2 for Wilson, 1 for Alontae Taylor. Let's check the yearly awards here. Nobody in MVP race, obviously. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, no Saints. Defensive Player of the Year, no Saints. Offensive Rookie of the Year, no Saints. No, we have random guy Middleton. Oh, I think he was the starting tight end, or he was going to start at tight end for a little bit. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Josh Benedict. Let's go. Darby at 2, so hopefully superstar dev for Josh Benedict. That'd be really cool. Top quarterbacks, Rattler's at 5. Wow. Running backs, Derrick Henry at 5. Receivers, Olave at 10. O-line, Brenner at number 2. That's pretty cool. Bean at number 9. D lineman, Chase Young at 7. Linebackers, probably not. DB, Benedict at number 2. He better get superstar development. He deserves it. So, going into the playoffs here, let's see who our first matchup is. We are the 1 seed. I think we can make a deep run, obviously, even though the team itself isn't like crazy overpowered. But this offseason, we're going to have money to spend. We don't have to pay a quarterback for at least 5 years. So I think we're going to be really, really good. Chicago is 9-8. We should easily win this matchup. I don't even think we should be stressing about this. And we win 28-14. We can check weekly awards here. Chase Young had 4 sacks. He ate. Good job. So, we're playing the Lions here in the Conference Championship. We are 1 game away from a Super Bowl. I'm not even going to jump in. I think we can beat the Lions. And we lose 17-14. Okay. That's fine. We're going to go into this offseason with a ton of money to spend, with knowing that we now have paid our quarterback less than $10 million a year. We're going to be in a really, really good spot. Alright, so it was Chiefs-Lions in the Super Bowl, so we did end up losing to the team that lost the Super Bowl, I guess, not won. Patrick Mahomes gets another ring, good for him. Let's check if we get any dev trade upgrades. I'm not going to fire any staff members. I think our team is really, really good this year. I think I like the playbooks that we have going as well. So as long as nobody gets poached, which I don't think we've had that happen yet, yeah, we're chilling. So, no staff are going to be on the move just yet. And let's look at the team and see if anybody got any dev trade upgrades. Spencer Rattler superstar? I highly doubt it. He didn't. Derrick Henry regressed to normal. I guess because of age, fine, but in general, that is kind of stupid. I wish Brenner got one because he was second in thing. Benedict did get superstar dev. That's really good to see. Osai regressed to normal? That I just kind of disagree with. He had 11 sacks. How do you regress to normal after an 11 sack season, which is probably the best of his career? That's a little bit confusing. Wilson lost his star dev. That's unfortunate. Still couldn't get star dev for McLeod. Alright, nothing changed. And Bynes is only star dev. So we drafted 3 star dev players when I thought that we could have at least had a superstar. But Benedict did get it on his own. So let's go to re-signing players here. I think A.T. Perry is the only guy that we need to bring back. I think Chase Young is up next year. I'm still going to try and be like pretty safe with our money. I think I really want to focus on drafting well. So Artie Perryman will pick up his 5th-year option. Yeah, we have $177 million in cap. We can kind of just throw around money however we want as of right now. So we'll give A.T. Perry a 3-year deal, and he's back. I think everybody else can walk. And we're going to go into free agency being able to sign literally anybody. So I'm going to go look around, and I'll let you guys know what we're doing. Alright, so for contracts, I offered Derwin James a monster deal. It's worth like $40 million in cap hit a year. He would be like the highest paid safety. I offered him a lot. He still wants to go to the Patriots, so I don't know about him. I offered Osai a 1-year deal to come back. This free agency class didn't really have anything I needed. Like, there's good players, but I don't need any of these positions, and I wasn't just going to throw money at players that I couldn't really find somewhere to play them. Jerry and Jones for corner depth, Peyton Wilson because I need a linebacker, and Darnell Washington because I need a tight end. But, like, we'll see if we get any of these guys. I don't really feel strongly about this. We got Jerry and Jones and Darnell Washington. James went to the Patriots as we thought he would. And then Osai, Peyton Wilson, if they want to come through, that would be great. I probably want Osai more, honestly. We did get Peyton Wilson. And Osai is still waiting for a better deal. Sure, dude. Have fun. But we can still look to the draft. Again, we're going to have some decent late-round picks. And, yeah, you know, honestly, I'll throw Osai a little bit more money. It's only a 1-year deal anyways that I'm giving him. So, if he really is going to stress out about how much money it is, take 1 year, $13 million, and shut up. Nice. All right, so he should come through. But yeah, I'm going to finish up my scouting, and then we'll hop into the draft. All right, so before the draft even starts, we were trading a lot of picks here. We're trading Wilson, our 2nd-round pick this year, 3rd-round pick in 2 years, a 5th-round pick next year, and a 6th-round pick this year. Just to move up in the 2nd round, I want a chance to get the safety, and to do so, I just need to have a good pick. there's a lot of players that I like in the early second round. So even if I can't get the safety, we still have Alontae Taylor next year. So yeah, we should be okay. But let's go to the draft here and let's get started. So I really want to have a good draft here. We didn't really get to spend a lot of money in free agency. There weren't many players that we needed. So we're going to have to build this team through the draft this year. And honestly, we are just going to skip to the next round because I'm not really worried about anybody that I want going in the first. And even if they do, I'm not moving up. So let's just take a look at the board. And let's just see, out of my favorites, who's still here. So Valentine is the 7th best player on the board. He is the third safety. So I actually think we can wait. I actually do think we can wait. I think he'll be there at our next pick. Worst case, absolute worst case, if he is not there, if he's not there, then Antoine Cole is going to be the pick. So, either way, we are fine. Honestly, Antoine Cole could just be the pick either way. But let's just sim here. So the corner does go. Antoine Cole might end up actually just being the better player. We just know more about the safety, that he's actually going to be pretty solid. So we got 4 more picks here. Isaiah Yates, the corner goes. Connor Moody was a tight end that I did like, but there's another one later on. And Valentine does go. So that's fine. We're going to trade up here and get the cornerback that we like. Probably move one of these corners back to safety. I just have a billion of them now. So the pick here is going to be Antoine Cole. And we're pretty happy with that. Hidden Dev, not great as an athlete, but that's why he might just move back to safety. So don't expect to see him at corner long. He does have A-man coverage though, so I am a little bit skeptical. I might just look for a corner with better zone coverage. But let's go to the third round here. We have a pick early in the third. And let's see if any of our guys are still available here. So we have pick 8 here and pick 30. So Michael Alexander's still here. Jay Jordan is still here. And so is George Durant. Now, out of our needs, Michael Alexander's probably first. We only signed Peyton Wilson to a 1-year deal. And plus, if Michael Alexander's hidden, I'm probably going to start him anyways. He does have elite speed. Doesn't have the A-zone coverage that I usually look for, so I'm a little bit skeptical. George Durant just looks like a monster. He basically just looks like Darnell Washington. So it would actually be kind of funny to have both of them. Just a pretty fast tight end, like probably in a straight line, but also a crazy good run blocker. And then Jay Jordan, he just kind of looks like a freak. A finesse moves, B tackling, but he has elite speed, pretty solid strength. But he ran a 4.75, but we don't really need D tackle, so he's more of a luxury pick. I think this first pick is going to be Michael Alexander. We do need linebacker the most, and he is hidden dev. Nice. And then let's see who we can get here at pick 30. If either of those two are still there, I'm going to take them. I'm not really going to trade up because, again, they're more luxury picks than anything. I could find better players later. And Jay Jordan is still here, so we will take Jay Jordan. Just as some depth at D-tackle. Normal dev. 80 speed, though, at D-tackle is pretty crazy. But just a developmental guy. He might end up getting a chance later on in the video if we need help. But we probably shouldn't. I think we're going to be chilling on money. So I will see you guys next season. Alright, so Antoine Cole is a 76 overall. Michael Alexander is a 75, so he's probably going to start. And then 69 overall for Jay Jordan. That's fine. But I do like our first 2 picks a lot, though. Both are hidden dev. We now just have a lot of depth at cornerback that we probably don't need. I might even move Jerry and Jones, who's only on a 1-year deal, if it becomes that serious. But I'm going to set up the team, and I'll let you guys know what we're doing. Alright, so this is going to be the team here. Spencer Rattler at quarterback, obviously. We've had him for 5 years. This is year 5 now. I feel like I've been recording this for so long. It feels like we're in like year 8, but it's only been 4 years. Kendra Miller at running back, Olave, Holmes, and Perry at receiver. It's been the same for like 3 years. Smith at left tackle, Bean at left guard, McCoy at center, Brenner at right guard, Fuaga at right tackle. Darnell Washington is starting at tight end. Defensively, Osai and Chase Young off the edge, Brzee and Perryman up the middle, McLeod, Darby, and Michael Alexander at linebacker. And then for DBs, the change that I made, I know he is the second best corner on this team, and he won't stay here forever. This is a temporary thing. But Josh Benedict is going to be the strong safety for this year. He had the highest zone coverage out of anybody on the team. So he kind of had to go play out there. So, yeah, like I said, I didn't really have another option. So it's going to be McKinstry and Bynes on the boundary this year with Cole in the slot. And then Cole Bishop will be the free safety. But this is what the team's going to look like. Specialists, A.T. Perry's in the slot, Kendra Miller, third down running back and power back. Cole's going to be the slot corner. Chase Young and Osai off the edge, Brzee and Perryman up the middle. Darby is the sub linebacker with Michael Alexander behind him and McLeod behind him. So, I will see you guys with whatever scenario comes first, whether that's a breakout, training camp standout, anything like that. So, yeah. Alright, so this year's training camp standout is rookie Michael Alexander. We are going to definitely upgrade his tackling. I'm sure he's probably fine at it already, but to get that tackling even higher would be pretty great. And we're going to see if he can continue his breakout into the regular season, obviously. We haven't hit on any of those yet, so it would be really nice if we could actually do it. But I don't know. We'll see. So let's take a look here. Let's see if he can do it. Come on. So he needs, what does he need? 1 TFL or something like that? 2 combined sacks and tackles for loss to continue his breakout. I think he can do it. Alright, so in our new playbook, we are running Kansas City playbook. We won 35-28. Let's see if our rookie linebacker can continue to break out. Of course not. We haven't hit a single one of these yet. Let's see who we have to re-sign, though. Again, we're not concerned with money yet. $165 million. We will re-sign Angelo Bean, probably to like a 4-year deal. It's not even super expensive either, so that's pretty good. Chase Young, I'll bring him back. I mean, if I can give him like a 4-year deal, will he take this? Great. Chase Young is back for 4 years. Brian Brzee, we got to re-sign as well. Is he really worth this, though? He doesn't want to be here. I don't think he's worth $21 million a year based off of the way he's played. Eric McCoy, though, I'd definitely like to bring back. We'll give him a 3-year deal. Jerry Jones can walk. Osai's going to walk. We're going to see with Brian Brzee. I mean, he's a good overall, obviously, at an 86, but he just hasn't performed, like, at all. Like, his best year was 12 TFLs, 6.5 sacks. He just hasn't really dominated. He only has 2 sacks right now, so we're going to wait on Brian Brzee. If he has a breakout year, we'll probably re-sign him. If not, I think I'm just going to be safe with my money and not throw money at players that probably don't deserve it. So, I'll see you guys when something else happens, I guess. Alright, week 10 here, coming off a 27-14 win against the Panthers. We have a breakout wide receiver, and I'm curious to see who this is. Of course, they're not going to show the picture yet, but A.T. Perry could go to superstar development with a big game. Seems like he's having a big year in the slot. Kansas City loves their slot receivers, so I'm not surprised. But let's see if he can do it. Alright, so we do lose this game against the Packers. Let's see if A.T. Perry did get his breakout, and he did not. So that's unfortunate, but I am getting a little bit nervous about this team. We're 5-5. We are definitely not in the playoffs right now. Well, we are, actually. We're ahead of the division, but, like, we're just not good. So I think it's probably the defense. I mean, the offense isn't amazing. Passing offense is great, but we have the worst rushing offense in the league. So Kendra Miller could be moved on from. We will see. Our defense isn't even bad, actually. Our rush defense is bad. All the more reason to not re-sign Brian Brzee and probably look elsewhere. But yeah, I just hope we can pick this up before the playoffs. And Spencer Rattler could possibly break out here. Now, this is a big game because we need to win this division matchup to have a chance of taking over the Falcons. they'd need to lose a game. Spencer Rattler's had an incredible game, almost 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. But if he can get superstar development, chat, this could be really big. Having a superstar development quarterback on such a cheap contract, this could be really, really good for us. So he needs to have 300 yards or 4 touchdowns to increase and throw 1 or fewer interceptions to increase his depth chart to superstar. I think he can do it. In Kansas City playbook, that is not the craziest thing to try and do. So let's see if he can do it here. We got to pick up this win as well. And we do win 31-10. Spencer Rattler breakout? Come on. Coach, any thoughts on the play you got out of Spencer Rattler today? Not too much. Oh, that would have been so big. Well, hopefully he's having such a good year that he can get it naturally. But we are now first in the division after that win. The Falcons did lose. So you know what? I'm just going to let you guys stick with me for the rest of this. Let's see if we can beat the Titans here in Week 17. And we do. And I think that locks us for first in the division. I could be wrong. We're the 3 seed. The Falcons are the 7 seed. I mean, I guess if we lose this game because it is against the Bucs and they win, we probably swap seeds. But I think we're going to be a playoff lock. But let's pick up this win against the Buccaneers, sweep the series, and we do. Nice. We end the year 11-6. Let's take a look at the stats this year, see how we did. Spencer Rattler was incredible. 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns, 11 picks. Probably the best year he's had in his career. Rushing, Kendra Miller was not good. 900 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 3.6 per carry. Very unfortunate. Receiving, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns for Devon Holmes. Oh my god. Almost 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns for A.T. Perry. 911 for Darnell Washington. And then Chris Olave, having the second most catches on the team, only had 900 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kendra Miller did pitch in the receiving game a lot, though. 500 yards, 5 touchdowns for him. That's really good. Chris Olave will probably be in the slot next year. Doug Smith gave up 9 sacks, 7 for Fuaga. We're playing pretty fine. Darby led the team in tackles, though, with 123. TFLs, 15 for Artie Perryman. Sacks, 19 for Chase Young. Okay, Chase. There we go. That's the breakout year we're looking for from Chase Young. 8 from Artie Perryman. He had a great year. Brzee matched what his best year has been. Didn't really break out. I think we're going to let him walk in the offseason. Maybe not the most popular move. I don't know how other people will feel about this, but I just don't think he's worth $21 million a year when I could probably go out and sign or draft another D-tackle. But going into the playoffs here, our first round matchup is the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know how I feel about this. Let's see if we can beat them. I don't feel great about the team this year. And we do lose. So we're going to go to the offseason here, and I will see you guys there. I did forget yearly awards. I definitely almost forgot that. Nope, not there. Let's see if we had any award winners. Spencer Rattler was at number 7 for MVP. Offensive Player of the Year. No Spencer Rattler. Depoy. Chase Young at number 2. That would have been big. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Michael Alexander at number 4. Antoine Cole at 6. Best QB, Spencer Rattler at 3. Best running back, not going to say. Kendra Miller, because he had the receiving yards. At number 10 for Kendra. Receivers, A.T. Perry at 4. Nobody else. O-line. Nobody. D-line, Chase Young number 2. Linebackers, Darby at number 7. And DBs, nobody. Marshawn Lattimore's still playing, though. Number 7 for the Cardinals. But yeah, let's go to the offseason here. And we have some pretty big decisions to make. Hopefully there's some players that we can actually afford. Well, we can afford everybody, but hopefully some players we actually need. Alright, so going into the staff week here, I definitely want to fire this defensive coordinator. I know Chase Young played really, really great in his scheme, but we're not a 3-4 defense. I left it as a 4-3. We're just not the right fit for him, to be honest. So we're going to look for a 4-3 defensive coordinator. If I can get Sammy Rios back, I'd be really happy, but I highly doubt we're going to get him. We could go Jack Parker. He does meet the 4-3-quarter scheme that we do like running. Yeah, let's hire Jack Parker here from Minnesota. He's going to bring the 4-3-quarter scheme that we do like a lot, but we're just going to be using Minnesota defense instead. And I am going to get this QB Guru upgrade going a little bit here because it seems like they're not really doing it. So the CPU is not really upgrading this as much. Let's boost Spencer Rattler's medium accuracy for sure. Alright. And then we'll go to resign players, but I don't think there's anybody that we need to bring back. Maybe some 5th-year options to pick up. Let's see. Oh, let's also check development traits while we're here, before I forget. Spencer Rattler Superstar, come on. And Spencer Rattler gets Superstar development. That's huge. Love to see that. Darnell Washington gets star. Kendra Miller surprisingly didn't lose his star. I guess the receiving yards probably saved him. Yeah, I mean, the team looks really, really good. I'd love to see a Superstar X Factor for Olave. He's just been star the entire time. Defensively, any traits? No Superstar for Chase Young is kind of a robbery, in my opinion. Michael Alexander is only star. Yeah. Nothing too serious here. So, let's go to the offseason, and we're going to try and make some big moves here. Alright, so we are going to pick up the 5th-year option on Doug Smith here. Brian Brzee, I am going to let walk. I don't think I want to bring him back. I'll try. If he will take a 3-year deal, but I'm not giving you more than, like, 17. And he says no. Alright, so Brian Brzee is going to walk. Everybody else here can walk as well. I did not know that this team had James Williams. That would have been pretty funny to know because I love James Williams coming out of the draft. But, oh well. I'm going to go look through free agency and I'll let you guys know what we're going after. Alright, so I'm not really doing much again this offseason. Like, just look at the players available. Not even a single 90. Nobody who I really need. Ryan Ramchik's here. That's actually kind of funny. I am going to go after Brian Brzee in a 1-year deal. It's really just a prove-it deal. If he can actually show that he has some value to us, I'll bring him back. We are currently leading on him. Trayvon Mayrig in a 2-year deal. Just need another free safety. Cole Bishop is fine, but Mayrig would be an upgrade for 2 years. And then just a kicker and punter. Ryan Stonehouse, Jake Elliott. Upgrade our special teams. And for signings, we got Mayrig and we got Stonehouse. Brian Brzee did choose to go elsewhere. He did go to Washington. There are some other D tackles available, so I might just throw a bag at one of these guys. Just a 1-year deal for Christian Wilkins. Just say, hey, come through. And he likes it, so let's see if we can get him. He's going to wait. We do get Christian Wilkins on a 1-year deal, so that's pretty good. And then Jake Elliott, I mean, please just sign and stop being difficult. But that's really going to be what the offseason is. The team is fine. I just wish that there was better free agents, more free agents at positions of need. But like the team itself looks really good. We're just gonna need upgrades at edge rusher, which I do plan on taking with my first pick in the draft. We do have 2 first-round picks, remember. So I am gonna take an edge rusher, which is why I didn't sign one. And probably maybe a linebacker. Like McLeod is cool, but we're going to have to re-sign him soon. He's already almost 27 years old. He hasn't gotten a dev trait yet, so he's kind of just a filler guy right now. And we could definitely look to upgrade. So I'm going to finish up my scouting, and then we'll hop into the draft. Alright, so this is a big trade that we're making here. We are trading Raheem McLeod, Cole Bishop, first-round pick this year, so we're trading up from 23, I believe, to pick 12. And we are trading our first-round pick in 2030 for a second-round pick in this draft. I think we're going to be fine in 2030, so I'm not really worried about the pick too much. We're going to go to pick 12 here, and we're going to get our edge rusher. But when you guys see my draft board, and you guys understand how many players there are in this draft that I just need, you're going to be impressed. Chris Moody is going to be the first pick here, though. Finally drafting an edge rusher. Pretty good athlete. He has A finesse moves, B power moves. B block shedding is pretty solid. He can even play some coverage, but he's going to slide down and be a 4-3 defensive end for us. A little bit undersized at 6'2", but 260 should make up for it. And he is hidden dev. Great pick there. So he will be our right end for us probably. Actually, probably our left end. And then we have pick 27 still. We kept our first round pick. And then we also have pick 12 in the second round. So I believe we have 2 second round picks. But with this first round pick, there's a lot of players that I want here. Damian Vick is one of them. Felix Hunt is another one of them. Aaron Cousins is a good contingency plan in case we can't get Damian Vick. I also kind of want Mark Saunders because I believe Renner, our right guard, is in the last year of his deal, so picking up a guard would be pretty nice. He's not the greatest, like, physical athlete, but he has really good top skills, so I'm sure that would make up for it. Josh Thomas is probably pretty solid, but we don't know much about him. Antoine Robertson is somebody that I really, really want because Christian Wilkins is only on a 1-year deal, so getting just a solid D tackle back there could really help us out. There's a lot that I really want to do here. Now, I don't know who's supposed to go first. We can check out the draft board just to see like who out of the guys that we have. We can also trade down. There's also that option too. But just looking at who's here. Out of my draft board, the first player who's supposed to go off the board is Felix Hunt in 14 picks. So it's probably a little bit risky to wait. But I could trade down a couple of picks and get him, but Robertson is supposed to go right after that. And then we don't have anybody else super close. Like Josh Thomas is 26 picks later. So even if I trade down and wait, I still have a contingency plan in Thomas. But Felix Hunt is just a good zone coverage corner. So he could go back to safety. We could slide down that corner we drafted a couple years ago who's currently at safety. We could slide him back down. The only reason I might keep this first round pick is to keep the 5th-year option. But you know what? I'm going to explore some trades. I'm going to let you guys know what we're looking like. And I know the Bears won the Super Bowl, but we are going to take this trade here. We're going to get a 3rd round pick in this draft, and we're just going to trade down a couple spots to pick 32. So I shouldn't miss out on any of the players that I want. And on top of that, we're getting another 3rd round pick this year. So getting some more depth in this draft, which could really help. They're going to trade up and take Max Davis. But now we have another 1st round pick, so I could honestly just take probably the D tackle with this pick. I think that has to be the smartest move. I think taking the D tackle is the smartest move because there's not another one on the board, and we have contingency plans in case Felix Hunt goes off the board. We have Josh Thomas, who could just stay at corner. I mean, we don't need another corner. That's the thing. So, man, do we take Felix Hunt or do we take the D tackle? We don't know much about, but he just looks good enough. Like B's across the board, great athlete, elite strength. We're going to take Antoine Robertson here. 94 strength, 6'5", 320. He will replace Christian Wilkins next year, but he will just be on the bench for now. So we're going to go to pick 12 here. If Felix Hunt goes off the board, I'll be a little bit sad, but if he doesn't, that would be great. But I'm not expecting him to be here, to be honest with you guys. And he is off the board. So we do have Josh Thomas, but we also have Damian Vick. Like I said, we could wait. I might even trade back up in this draft to try and get Josh Thomas as well. There's a lot of people that I'm actually interested here. I think Damian Vick is probably just the best player to take here. He's a round 1 talent for sure, and we did just trade our linebacker. So we're going to get Damian Vick here. He is hidden development. Pretty good pick there. Like that a lot. And I think we're just going to go to the 3rd round. I don't think we need to take the corner. I think we can just save our assets. Denzel Roscoe's, I liked him a lot. He's like 379 pounds. He's huge. Aaron Cousins is still on the board. I don't need him. But I could take him. I don't need him, though. For some other picks, I mean, I could just take him for the value, honestly. But, like, where does he play? That's the question. Like, I take him, and then what? He's around 1 to 2 talent, though. Like, I could always trade him. Tavon Shields, I don't need. Junior Bush is still interesting, but we kind of already filled that need. I like Lawrence Simpson. He's just solid, and we could use a guard. Daniel Palmer is also pretty good on day 3 here. Daniel Palmer's actually better. So, honestly, I might just wait. And then we don't really need a tight end. You know what? We're going to take Aaron Cousins. Just take the best players that we can find. He is also hidden development. That's amazing. This just means that we can also just trade him at some point if we need to. We have pick 32 as well that we just got from the Bears. And you're kidding me. He was a day 3 pick. He was a day 3 pick. He was projected to go day 3. We'll go Tavon Shields here. That's so upsetting that I just missed out on him. He's the hidden dev. That's great. All right, well, we have a bunch of depth at linebacker now. We've technically drafted 3 linebackers in this draft. That's so upsetting. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm going to look at... I want to see what the guards overall on dev trait... Or not dev trait, just if he had hidden. Oh, we were going to have the perfect draft. That messed me up so much. All right, but let's take a look at the draft recap here. 76 overall for Chris Moody is pretty good. 78 for Antoine Roberson. That's big. 75 for Damian Vick. 74 for Cousins. 71 for Tavon Shields. Junior Bush we did end up getting. He was a 69 with normal. So, nothing crazy. He was just a big boy. 391 pounds. CPU drafted Nick Grant. Somebody I did look at. He was a deep threat. Wasn't on my draft board, though, but he's pretty solid. That's 65 and a 64. I am really curious to see, well, one, we've been forgetting to check out the divisions draft classes. Let's check out what our competition has done. So the Buccaneers, 72 overall, 77. Oh, they got Felix Hunt. Okay. He does have hidden, and he is very, very good. Would have been a perfect safety for us. I'm not super mad at it. Yeah, would have been a great safety, though. Brian Jordan, another linebacker I did look at. He looks pretty good. Who else? Who's next? The Falcons. They kind of fumbled this draft. They got Rashad Felder was okay. Cordell Whitehead was okay. And then Jonathan McCullers, I think, was the other linebacker I was looking at. He's pretty good. And then the last team we need to look at is the Panthers. 73 overall for Jose Diggs in the first round. Not great. And then they basically got 2 good corners, and that's kind of it. Now, I'm going to be so depressed when I see who took that guard. Where did he go? He won the pick before me. He was a 73 overall, and he was hidden development. Oh, that makes me so mad. Where did the other one go? I'm also curious where the other one went, because they both went in the 3rd round. It was 2 left guards. Was it Simpson? Lawrence Simpson? I think it was him. Also hidden dev, 74 overall. The Ravens got him. Oh my gosh, those 2 good guards. 2 good guards. Who's the best pick in this round? Luke Mitchell. That was the running back I was looking at. Is he hidden? No, he's normal. Okay. I would have been kind of mad because I definitely would have drafted him if he was available. Okay. Oh, we missed out. We ended up getting a 71. There was also a right guard here who I did look at. I guess he was better than I thought. I guess the strength really turned me off to him, and also he was not a good run blocker. So, oh well. Let's see the entire draft, though. Who got the best pick in the draft? So that receiver looked really good. Mike Fowler. 79 for Matt Sampson. He went the pick after us, so maybe you could have traded up for him. Jason Staley was a good safety. I did think about getting him, but I just wasn't going to trade up again. Oh, wow. J.D. Linton was a lot better than I thought. Okay, he doesn't have hidden, though. He really doesn't look that good. Okay. Well, I'm going to set up the team, and I will see you guys when everything's set up. All right, and this year's training camp standout is Chris Moody. We are going to upgrade his power and finesse moves, make him an even better pass rusher. If he can break out and be, I mean, assuming he might be star dev, if he could be superstar by the end of the year, that'd be great to see. But we're going to go to the regular season, and we're starting off with a week 1 matchup against the Falcons, our division rival. So let's hope that we can actually beat them this year. Once again, we have not hit on the training camp standout. We just have an inability to do it. It's whatever. All right, so going into week 7 here, we have a breakout quarterback. I wonder who that is. But we're also not great this season. We're 3-3. Panthers are 4-2, leading the division. So we're still doing fine. Spencer Rattler is on top of the league right now in stats. We'll look at that more next week. But he has a chance to hit X Factor here, which would be really, really good. Again, we're not paying him at all. So this is really our window. So he needs to throw 400 yards or 4 touchdowns and throw 1 or fewer interceptions. I don't know how likely that is, but you know what? If he can do it and get X Factor, I will be so happy. So let's see. We're going to the midseason mark here, and we do pick up the win. We could have thrown 4 touchdowns. Let's check weekly awards. He threw 4 touchdowns. Superstar X Factor for Spencer Rattler. No turnovers. Oh my gosh. He did it. He actually did it. He actually did it. Spencer Rattler is now Superstar X Factor. Oh my gosh. I wonder who could have predicted this at the beginning of the video. I wonder if people actually believed in him. Let's look at re-signing players. We still have 101 million. We've had that for like forever. Devon Holmes. Yeah, we'll bring you back. Re-sign you for 5 years. Great. He's been the wide receiver too, and he will continue to do that. Talise Fuaga, another one. I'd like to re-sign you for 4 years. Okay. We'll see with you. Darnell Washington, we can let walk. Ben Brenner, I'm honestly going to let walk. Christian Wilkins, we already said is going to walk. All right, and then we have to pick up the options on Darby and Dontrell Bynes. So it's really just going to be, we need to make sure we get Fuaga back. Brenner, unless he's super cheap, which he actually is. 1 year, $6 million is fine. Okay. Ben Brenner's back for 1 year. We'll see with him. Probably going to look to replace him in the draft, but we'll see. Christian Wilkins is going to walk. Darnell Washington, while he's been amazing, probably going to walk. Yeah, Fuaga's the big one. We'll have 60 million going into the offseason, somewhere around there. But yeah, let's keep rolling as a team. All right, so we're 6-4 right now in week 11. We have a breakout D lineman. I'm curious as to who it is. It's probably Moody, who just came off of a 3-sack game against the Giants. So it's probably him looking to break out. We haven't seen his development trait yet, so I'm pretty interested in that. But Moody, yeah, he is the breakout star, hopefully. And this looks like the superstar one, so I bet he's star development trait. But let's see if he can actually maybe break out a little bit early here for us. All right, so we did lose last week to the 49ers. Going into our bye week, we dropped a 3rd in the division. That is not good. And Chris Moody has gotten superstar development traits, so at least there is some kind of win in this situation. But we are fighting for our lives for a playoff spot, so I am a little bit nervous, but seeing that we now have a superstar on the defensive line definitely makes me a lot more happy. 110%. Alright, and we're going to miss the playoffs here after a really, really bad stretch. We had the 3 divisional matchups in the last 3 games. First it was the Falcons who ended up beating us, then it was the Panthers who ended up beating us, and we did beat the Buccaneers in week 18, but at that point it didn't matter. So, let's see what kind of happened here. Spencer Rattler was incredible. 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Rushing, Kendra Miller did get better in the second half of the year. 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4.1 per carry. Okay. Chris Olave was amazing in the slot. 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns for him. Finally looking like a true number 1. Darnell Washington was incredible. 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns. A.T. Perry, 803. 706 for Devon Holmes. Kendra Miller also chipped in 300 yards through the air. Sacks, 14 given up from Doug Smith and 11 from Fuaga. That is not what we're used to. It's not fun. Darby at 119 tackles leading the team. TFLs, 22 from Christian Wilkins, 20 from Chase Young, 12 from Chris Moody. Sacks, 14 from Young, 12.5 from Moody. This is the duo for the future. We love to see that. Michael Alexander had a pretty good year, by the way, as well. Picks, 2 for Benedict, 1 for Alexander, 1 for Darby. Not many as a team. Offense, we were top 10. Defense, probably really bad. Actually, our defense was 4th. Interesting. MVP, Spencer Rattler's up there at number 6. Still hasn't gotten it yet. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Darnell Washington at number 9. I don't know if I've ever seen a tight end make it to the top 10 of Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Chase Young at 3. Moody at 10 as a rookie. Offensive Rookie of the Year, nobody. Defensive Rookie of the Year, it's going to be Chris Moody, of course. Hopefully he can get X Factor off of that. And then Roberson, also up there at 10. Best QB, Rattler at 4. Running backs, what's his name? Kendra Miller, he's not up here? Okay. Receivers, Chris Olave at 5. O-line, nobody. D-line, Chase Young and Moody at 4 and 5. Linebacker, none. DB, none. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the first year in a while that we haven't made the playoffs, so that's not a good sign. We're going to go to the offseason here, and we're going to make some changes, hopefully. All right, so for re-signing players, let's just make sure that our staff didn't get poached. I highly doubt it. Yep, we still have Hamilton, and we still have Jack Parker. I'm not going to fire anybody because we still looked good last year, so honestly, we're just going to keep it rolling. Now, for re-signings here, I think it was just Fuaga, right? So we're up to 99 million now. I'm going to pick up the option on Darby. I am curious, though. He does not want to be back. I'm curious as to why and how we can help him. No income tax, and we're not a big market, so we can't really do anything about that. But he does value financial stuff, so that's a thing. Bynes, we'll pick up your option. Darnell Washington is superstar. I'm just not... I can't pay him that much money. I can draft a tight end who's going to be better than him. We're going to let Christian Wilkins walk, and then Fuaga now is interested in coming back. So, let's see. I think we can give him the... Wow. Okay, we'll give you this. Great. Fuaga's back for 4 years. We have $80 million. We need to sign somebody. We have not had a big free agency at all because there's just been nobody there. So, I'm going to look around and pray that there's some good players here this year. All right, so this year we're going after some big players. Christian McCaffrey is a free agent. We're going to sign him to a 1-year deal. There is a running back in this class who I might want to draft. I don't know if I'll have the picks to do it, but I might try to. Marlon Humphrey, he could come in and just be a cornerback for 1 year for us. Leon May is kind of like a budget safety for us. He's an 84 overall, 25 years old, no dev trait. But I can move him to strong safety, and then we can move Benedict back, and then we're really talking at corner. Again, Marlon Humphrey would only be a rental option anyways, so he could just leave next year and we'll be fine. And then Darnell Washington probably just going to come back unless I can draft a tight end. There is a good one in this class. I just don't think I can get him. But let's see who we can get. McCaffrey is waiting, but we do get Marlon Humphrey. Mays is also waiting. So, honestly, I might just withdraw on him because I don't think I need him. And McCaffrey, you are going to get 1 year. And I'm going to give you so much money that you just can't say no. That's kind of the thought process here. I'm going to give you like $20 million to come here. Just for 1 year, you're going to win a Super Bowl, and you're going to be happy. Alright, and he should take this. Okay, and apparently he won't. Dude, like, you don't need... I don't really want to sign you to a 2-year deal. That's the problem. I mean, if we don't get him, it's not the end of the world. I'll just try and move up and draft the running back that I want because Kendre Miller's just not going to get it done. But I would love Christian McCaffrey. He's still an elite running back in this. I checked his stats. He was still one of the best running backs last year. For like 1,400 yards and like 1 billion touchdowns. Christian, I'm going to give you $24.5 million to come here for 1 year and win a Super Bowl. He does accept. We paid him so much money to come here. We get him and Marlon Humphrey. The offense gets an upgrade. The defense gets an upgrade. Benedict is probably just going to stay at safety for now. I know I've kind of wanted to move him back for a while. Move him back to corner. But, like, the corners are fine. And Benedict has developed into just being a very good safety now. I'm sorry, where is the other D tackle? Where is my other D tackle? What? Was he in the re-signings and he just never, like, showed up for me? I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be so upset. Was he just here and just never showed up? Christian Wilkins is right there. Where is he? Where is my other D tackle? I had 3 D tackles last year. Hello? Why are you gone? Hello? He played all of last year in Dallas? I'm so confused. Why are you gone? He started the year here. I'm so confused. Why are you in Dallas? The only possible explanation I can think of, the only possible explanation is because we had 3D tackles, the CPU decided to cut him. I'm so confused. Michael Alexander has superstar development now. I will get it set up. I will just go to the Cowboys, manually trade him back here for like a 7th round pick or some depth D tackle. Who knows? That's just really stupid. I don't know how that happened, whether he got cut or how he's just not on the team now, but it's whatever. So that's going to be our free agency, basically. I'm so thrown off by what just happened. I'm going to look for a trade for Kendre Miller as well, because we just don't need him now. I might still end up drafting that running back too. So I'll let you guys know what we end up doing. And we're going to be accepting this trade, a superstar X-Factor tight end, Ladarius Snell, and a 2nd round pick from the Washington Commanders for Kendre Miller. Pretty good. So that's not for a few years. So we do still have pick 15 in this draft and our 2nd. We don't have our 1st round pick next year, but now we have 2 seconds in 2031. Could be pretty good. Yeah, I still don't know how we lost our starter. I'm really confused. I don't know. leave it up to Madden. I don't know. I'm so confused. I will go manually trade for him back. I'm going to finish our scouting, and I will see you guys at the draft. Alright, so before the draft starts, I'm trading pick 15 and a 4th round pick for pick 11. This is going to enable me to get the guard that I really want. You guys are going to see. You guys are just going to have to see. It's going to be crazy. He looks insane. So let's hop into the draft here. I will make another trade, but it's going to be during the draft. Let me just check this mock draft one last time to make sure that I can get him. Pick 11, right? Yep. All right. Thomas Hampton is the guy. I'm not 100% on him yet, but I will be. And I'm sure that I am. He looks incredible. So, he will replace Brenner next year. We're probably going to move Brenner to move back up for another player that I wanted. I think I said this earlier. There's a running back in this draft that I want. Again, we only have McCaffrey for a year. So this dude could basically just sit and develop, and then we'll go into next year and just be like, well, we don't need to trade for a running back because we have one now. So pick 11 here, we are going to take Thomas Hampton. He is a top 5 talent. I knew it. All A's across the board. Pretty solid athlete. Yeah, he's insane. 96 strength, hidden dev. We're happy with this. Now, before anything, I need to make sure that this running back does not go, because I'm going to trade up for him. But I need to be sure that he's going to be on the board by the time I get there, so that I don't make a move that I'm going to regret. Because I don't have a lot of picks in this draft. It's really just going to be these two, and then we're going to have to go from there. And I don't even think after that I'm going to have any picks in this draft. I think I have a 4th round pick maybe. Alright, so we're into the 20s now. I believe it's the Falcons who I need to jump. I could be wrong. Running back has not gone yet. I believe it is the Falcons that I'm looking to jump here. Yeah, it is, I think. So I'm probably going to look to trade up with the Colts if this running back doesn't go. So far, he's still here. Oh, okay, so the running back that I didn't want just went. I believe he's still on the board. Let me just be 100% sure that he is. George McKinney, yes, this is the guy that I wanted. Let's just take a look and let me explain this. He's not a crazy athlete, but he's a juke, a spin. What I'm thinking, I've never seen an a juke move in this franchise yet. I could also trade it for Gio Woodward, but I'm not going to. What I'm thinking is this might be one of those like generational running backs who's not like generational in overall, but he has like one of like the really high juke or really high spin move ratings that technically count as generational, but they're not. So we're going to try and trade up to pick 27 here. It's going to include the 2nd round pick, and it's probably going to include the guard. And probably this 4th round pick too. I might have to throw literally everything at them. Ben Brenner as well. And then let's just quickly go to the Colts here. If it's not going to work immediately, then I'll... okay, this is going to take me a second because they don't have the money to do this. So, give me 1 second. All right, big trade. We're trading Brenner, our 2nd round pick, our 4th round pick, our 3rd round pick in 2031, and basically just the rest of our draft. These 2 players are just to make the money work. The Lawson could be some good depth for this year. He's in the last year of his deal anyways, so I'm not worried about it. But we are getting that pick from the Colts, and we are going to draft this running back, who I think looks amazing. And hopefully he can just succeed Christian McCaffrey next year, and then we don't have to worry about a running back for the rest of the rebuild. George McKinney, he is hidden dev. Can't see his juke move, but I'm hoping it's high. He has really high change of direction too, which we like to see. And 92 speed is honestly better than good. I feel like they kind of lied about that, but he's all set. So I'm going to see you guys at the end of the draft, and we'll go over the prospects. All right, so our draft picks were amazing, as we thought. 83 overall for Hampton, 81 overall for McKinney. That looks great. As I'm recording this, by the way, the EA Sports College Football 25 trailer just dropped. It looks amazing. I'm so excited for this game. It's going to be a very featured part of this channel, hopefully. So, can't wait. But let's go into next year. I'm going to set up the team and everything, and I will see you guys when I'm done. All right, so this is going to be the team for I believe this is year 7 that we're going into. Yep, year 7. Spencer Rattler, quarterback. Christian McCaffrey, running back, with the rookie behind him. Olave at wide receiver 1. Holmes at 2, who did lose his superstar development trait, by the way. A.T. Perry at 3rd wide receiver. Smith at left tackle. Bean at left guard. McCoy at center. Hampton, the new rookie at right guard, and Fuaga at right tackle. Snell, the new tight end that we just added. And then defense, Chase Young and Moody are going to be the edge duo. Perryman and Robertson up the middle. You have Vic as right outside linebacker, Darby up the middle, and Alexander is left outside. Corners, yeah, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Marlon Humphrey, Bynes, and Cole all at corner. Then Trayvon Merrick and Benedict as the safeties. Specialists, I might put Olave back in the slot. It's either going to be Olave or we're going to put Holmes back in the slot. McCaffrey at both running back spots. Chase Young, Moody at edge. Perryman, Robertson at the middle. I think I'm actually going to make Robertson the first rush D tackle. Then Darby, Alexander, and Vic as sub linebackers, and Bynes will be in the slot this year. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna make Olave the slot receiver. This is probably A.T. Perry's last year, I believe. I think he is in a contract year. And we'll probably just look to draft another third receiver. He's been here for a while. He's been a really serviceable third receiver for us, but I don't know if we'll have the money to re-sign him because we're going to be coming up on some big contracts pretty soon. Spencer Rattler might be one of those because I don't know how long we signed him for. He has 3 years left. Oh, okay, we're chilling on Spencer Rattler. So he has 3 years left. Or maybe we put Holmes in the slot. Yeah, no, we'll leave it as Olave. We'll let him eat again. But we're going to try and speed this up a little bit, so we're not going to do the training camp standout. But yeah, let's see how this season goes for us. Alright, so coming off of our first loss of the season, Spencer Rattler does have a breakout opportunity. This is only for XP as he is already a superstar X Factor, but we've been on a roll this season, and Spencer Rattler especially has been amazing. But if he can get the 20k XP, basically have another X Factor game again, so 4 touchdowns or 400 yards, we're going to get some super, super important XP, especially because he's pushing 30 now. So let's see if we can complete this breakout going into week 7. And we do win the game. So we are now 5-1, probably atop of the division. And didn't have a huge game, but we're winning, and that's really all that matters. Let's see if we got to re-sign anybody. There's probably some pretty important contracts coming up. So I'm going to hope that it's not like my entire team. We have $70 million to do this. We have Benedict, Snell, Smith, Perry, Mayrig, and McCaffrey, who's obviously going to walk. Same thing with Marlon Humphrey. But we have a decent amount of money to get this done. So we'll start off with probably the most important one, Doug Smith, who's our left tackle. He wants a lot of money. He just wants money. And he's back in a 3-year deal. It's a lot, though. Josh Benedict, I'd like to bring back. He's been a really good safety for us. Great. Josh Benedict is back. We have $39 million left. And I think the last one that I want to bring back is Ladarius Snell, who we traded for. So 4-year deal for him, and he is back. So we'll roll over with probably $30 million in cap. I'm probably not going to go after anybody in free agency in case we have to re-sign other players in the future. So Mayrig's going to walk. Unless A.T. Perry wants a cheap deal, which he doesn't really. So A.T. Perry, after a really long time of being on the team, he's probably going to walk. McCaffrey, we're probably going to let walk, as we said. Marlon Humphrey, same deal. All right, so we're going to be prepared to go to the offseason. We have all of the players that we need back, so we'll look to draft a third receiver and everything. But let's choose our national scouting focus really quickly. It's just going to be probably interior now that we've locked up our tackle. So we will set that to offensive tackle. I didn't mean to set to tackle. It's whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me. But we have our tackle spots locked up now, so that's really good to see. But yeah, let's see if Spencer Rattler can complete this breakout. Week 8 here. Can we get a win over this division rival? And we do. We're 7-1 going into our bye week now, and Spencer Rattler did kind of disappoint again. It's okay, though. He's been incredible this year. So, yeah, let's just keep rolling. All right, so ending the season, we do get a first-round bye, going 13-4. It actually came down really close because we lost the Seahawks in Week 17, which tied up our records at 12-4. But they must have lost in Week 18, and we won, so we got the 1 seed back. I'm really excited to see what our team looks like because across the season, we got a couple of trench boosts. Our team was just rolling all season. We ended up going 13-4, like I said. So I just want to check the overalls of some of our offensive linemen because I think they got like 20k XP. Yeah. Hampton is superstar dev. McKinney is X Factor, and he's on the bench right now. Team looks amazing. Obviously, morale's helping us out a lot too, but the team is just really playing well. Spencer Rattler's playing up to a 96 right now with morale as well as probably the QB guru stuff, so that's pretty good. And let's take a look at the stats. Oh my god, Spencer Rattler. 5k yards, 42 touchdowns, 4 picks. That is MVP. I don't care. McCaffrey was incredible, 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns, 4.7 per carry. Olave had an insane year. 1,500 yards and 23 touchdowns out of the slot. The tight end, the Darius Snell, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Perry, 803 in his last year. Let's take a look at his career stats when we can. Just because he's literally been here forever. So it would be really nice to see what he's done. 804 for Holmes. Blocking, 11 sacks from Smith. He's up on a new deal now. Defensively, tackles, Kalen Darby led us with 112. TFLs, 17 for Chase Young, 13 for Michael Alexander. Sacks, 11 for Chase Young, 10 for Artie Perryman, 9 for Chris Moody. Pretty solid numbers all around. Picks, Darby led with 3, 2 for Humphrey, 1 for Michael Alexander, 1 for Bynes, and 1 for Trayvon Mayrig. And before we hop into the playoffs here, I do want to see, Spencer Rattler's looked incredible so far, but Olave looks really good. A.T. Perry, so he's probably going to end his career with us with 6,100 yards, 52 touchdowns. He's just been a really reliable guy for us, so it's going to be sad to see him go, but, we got to move on. He wants like $10 million per year. I just can't afford to give him that as a third receiver, so it's all good. Now let's check out yearly awards, because I'm sure Spencer Rattler won MVP, and if he didn't, we're going to riot. Spencer Rattler wins MVP. Let's go. Love to see that. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Chris Olave. Spencer Rattler up there at 4. No others saying. Oh, wait, no. Christian McCaffrey at 8. And then Defensive Player of the Year, Chase Young at 6. And Darby at 10. Rookies, McKinney at 7. He didn't really play for us, though. And then defensive rookies, we didn't have anybody. Spencer Rattler is the best QB. Running back, McCaffrey's got to be up there at 5. Wow, that's pretty low. Wide receivers, Chris Olave, number 1. No other receivers. O-line, Hampton at 8 as a rookie. D-line, Chase Young at 5. Nobody else. Linebacker, I'm sure we're going to see Darby up there at number 8. Yes, we do. And DBs, no Saints. Rams at 3, though. Pretty crazy. All right, so let's jump into the playoffs here. We have a first-round bye, like I said. We haven't made a deep run in the playoffs in what feels like a while, to be honest. We haven't made a single Super Bowl yet. We only have a couple more years left. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Because we technically have to go until 23. How many years has Spencer Rattler been here? So this is year 7. So we have 3 more years, and we got to try and win 3 Super Bowls back to back to back. We have to. This team is so good. All right, we're playing the Packers here in the divisional. I think we should win this game. Come on. And we lose. This was the Super Bowl year, man. That does get a little bit scary. So we're going to go to the offseason here, and I don't know what we're going to do. Let's see. Let's go to re-sign players here. I don't think we're going to re-sign anybody. I think we're fully okay with letting the players that we said we're going to let walk. And we're going to move on. We're going to keep trying to draft well. I don't think I'm going to sign anybody in free agency. We have to fill staff. Oh, no. We lose both of our coordinators. Oh, my God. Why does this always happen? All right, well, I got to find some new coordinators, I guess. Detroit is just nobody. Philly's kind of bad. Cincinnati's not bad. We'll hire Cincinnati's guy. No QB guru, but Cincinnati playbooks are pretty good. Sadly, that means no more Chiefs playbook. That makes me very sad. And then for DC, there's no DCs available. There are no defensive coordinators. Okay. We'll just hire the best. Dennis Allen's here. It's pretty funny. Oh, we can get Sean McDermott back. All right. So we'll hire David Wells as the DC. Oh, that's just so annoying. So we're gonna get the Buffalo playbook back, which I like using a lot. But not having... Okay, I guess he has pocket passing, though. Pocket passing is almost just as good as QB Guru. So, honestly, if we can just up this, all these things, and Spencer Rattler can just keep getting these boosts, I think we'll be fine. Let's see. So, we can get 2 of these. Alright. So, we should be good now. Really unfortunate. I hate that we just keep getting our staff poached, and we were playing really well with the KC playbook, but... Now we're going to downgrade a little bit to slightly worse playbook. Cincinnati is still pretty solid, but yeah, I mean, look at Rattler. He's playing up to a 98 right now. Yeah, let's go to resign people. I don't think we will, though, like I said. I think everybody's just going to walk. How much? We have 51 million, so yeah, A.T. Perry's now down to normal. Same with Trayvon Mayrig. He's going to walk. McCaffrey's down to star. He's going to walk. Yeah, I think Marlon Humphrey might have just straight up retired. So yeah, we'll go to next week. We might sign somebody. I'll look around. I'll window shop. I'll let you guys know what I do. Alright, so I caved. I offered Aiden Hutchinson I offered Jair Alexander a 1-year deal. Just to come be basically the Marlon Humphrey replacement for us. Just to keep that corner room like elite like we did last year. And then Aiden Hutchinson, I just gave him the rest of what I had. If he takes it, he takes it. I highly doubt he will, though. I think he's just going to wait for better offers, which he did. And we get Jair Alexander. We'll just watch in case Aiden Hutchinson decides to sign. I highly doubt he will, though. And we did not get him. So, that's fine. Jair Alexander is going to be the 1-year deal that we're going to sign here. And we're going to look to draft a receiver, probably. So, I will finish up scouting, and we'll hop into draft. Alright, so we don't have a pick into the late second round here. I'm just going to go to the next round. I might trade up for one of these receivers that I like a little bit. But there's not really many players in this draft that I'm super excited about. So, I just want to see where the receivers are. Dylan Peterson's still on the board. He's somebody that I did like. Don't think I'm going to take him, though. Reggie McClendon also looked pretty good. Brandon Jackson's the number 9 player on the board. And then, what about the other receiver that I liked? Chris McLeod is the number 24. So, I'm just going to sim until a couple receivers go off the board. Like I said, if we get to pick 15... No, Brandon Jackson's off the board. Okay. So that's 1 receiver. Jeff Newell goes. I'm probably still going to trade up around pick. I think Curtis McLeod goes. Damn. I was literally just 1 pick off of trading up for him. Alright, well, we'll go to 28 and just see who's available. I do still need a receiver, so that does worry me. But I can always just sign one. Dante Robertson, are you okay? Be catching traffic, be released. He's just not fast at all. He is a physical guy, though. He would fit what we lost in A.T. Perry. 6'5", 220. He's not horribly slow. I just don't expect him to be good. And I feel like I could probably just get better players. Let's just look at my favorites. It's Mitch Bibbs and Michael Poe. I'm just not really a big fan of any of these guys. Any other receivers here? Ron Agnew, are you okay? Only good speed is a deep threat. Yeah, you're losing me, dude. We're 95% on Ralph Lucas. We know what he is. He's just kind of eh. What about Felix Langford? Around 2 to 3 as well. Great speed for him. Let's take him. Why not? Hidden Dev, 93 speed. Alright. So he'll be the 3rd receiver for this year. Let's go to the end of the 3rd round here. If any of the guys that I want are still here, I'm not going to trade up for that corner either. If the center is here, I'll probably take him. He was a day 3 projected pick, but I've lost day 3 projected picks as well. Oh, Michael Poe's still here. Oh, he was the day 3. Okay. And he's normal dev, but he might be somebody who could switch back to safety. He might be a decent overall. I'll let the CPU handle the rest of the draft, and yeah, see you guys at the end. Alright, and the overalls were not there, as Felix Langford's only a 69 overall, but with that hidden dev, I'm fine with playing him as the third guy. And Michael Poe in the third round, 71. He's fine, probably a better safety than anything. Probably one of our worst drafts that we've had. We can take a look and see how the rest of our division did. I've kind of been forgetting to do that every year. I've been just been trying to speed this up a little bit. But we can take a quick look here. No, I didn't miss them. Okay, it's the Buccaneers. 77 overall, Gio Toll. They got him. He was one of the better players in this class. They had a really good draft. Their first 3 rounds were really solid. Next up is the Falcons, who got a 72 with their first pick. That's pretty bad, but he is a quarterback, so they probably need him. Reggie McClendon, who looked pretty good. 74 overall, David McCollum in the 4th round. It's pretty solid. And then the last team is the Panthers. Pretty draft. First round pick being a 70 overall quarterback is not good. Chauncey Williams is alright. Mitch Nelson's alright. Alright, so none of our division really had a great draft except the Bucks, who got Gio Toll. But I'm going to set up the team and everything, and I'll let you guys know what we're looking like. Alright, so this is going to be the team for year 8. Year 8. I'm still getting caught up on this every single time. We have 3 more years left. So it's going to be Rattler, McKinney, Olave, Holmes, and Langford. At O-line, we have Smith, Bean, McCoy, Hampton, and Fuaga. And at tight end, we still have Snell. Defensively, Chase Young at right end, Moody at left end, Roberson and Perryman up the middle. At linebacker, we still have Vic, Darby, and Alexander. And at corner, we have Kool-Aid McKinstry, Dontrell Bynes, and Cole. Safety, we are going to put Jair Alexander back at free safety. He had the best zone coverage, and I kind of forgot to go after a free safety earlier in the year, or early in the offseason, so Jair is going to play free safety for us, and then Benedict is going to play strong safety. So that's going to be the team. Specialists, you got Langford in the slot, McKinney at both running back slots, Young and Moody off the edge with Roberson and Perryman as rush D tackles. Cole is going to be the slot corner. Darby, Alexander, and Vic are the sub linebackers. I really want to win a Super Bowl this year, man. We should have done it last year, and we're just kind of behind now, so let's get it. We have a little bit of money here. Michael Alexander has to come back. Dontrell Bynes has to come back. Caitlin Darby has to come back. Antoine Cole has to come back. Perriman has to come back. Jair has to, well, he doesn't have to come back. He probably won't. Eric McCoy has to come back. Moody, we have to pick up the option on. Same thing with Roberson. Okay, we have some money, but not a lot. Okay, so we're going to change Michael Alexander to a middle linebacker so that we can fix some of these negotiations, because he's just not going to get $20 million a year from me. It's just not going to happen. Dontrell Bynes, I'll give you this 3-year deal, and he's back. Nice. Caitlin Darby. It's so much money for Caitlin Darby. That's a lot of money for a middle linebacker. That's a lot of money. He takes it, though. I don't know how I feel about that. Antoine Cole is depth. He's been good for us. He gets a 3-year deal. Artie Perryman, I think I have to let him walk, and then I think we have to focus on bringing back Michael Alexander. So I think we have to let Perryman walk. We'll focus on D-tackling the draft. I can't let Michael Alexander walk. He's so good. He's superstar dev. He's 25 years old. I can let Perryman go, and I can obviously let Jair go. Eric McCoy has to come back. I don't think we bring Eric McCoy back. He's great for us, but at the same time, I can always find a center, like, easily in the draft. That's one of the easiest positions to find. So we're going to be losing some big players here for sure. But for the rest of the year, I am going to change what's-his-name to middle linebacker so we can bring down the amount of money that he wants. Because, I mean, he's just asking for an absurd amount. But we'll just keep him at we'll keep him at outside linebacker. And yeah, he'll stay as an outside linebacker in the depth chart, but technically he will be playing middle linebacker just so he asks for less money, because it's kind of stupid how the game does that. Yeah, so we'll go with this. Alright, going to the playoffs here, we do get a wild card spot here. We end up winning the division at 11-6. So good comeback, especially because we started like 4-4. Let's check out the stats though, see how we did. Spencer Rattler was incredible. 4,800 yards, 39 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. Back-to-back MVP maybe? Rushing, great year from George McKinney. He really turned it up in the second half. 1,100 yards, 4.7 per carry, but 17 touchdowns. Great job. Receiving, 1,209 for Chris Olave, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns for the tight end, Ladarius Snell, 907 for Devon Holmes, 708 from rookie Felix Langford, and then McKinney also had 502 through the air as well. Sacks, Doug Smith gave up 11, but everybody else was pretty solid. Defensively, Michael Alexander led us in tackles with 127, 12 TFLs, 3.5 sacks. Darby at 121. TFLs, 16 for Antoine Roberson, definitely his best year so far. 13 for Moody, 12 for Alexander. 11.5 sacks for Chase Young is pretty solid. 8.5 sacks for Roberson. 6.5 for Moody is a little bit disappointing because he's definitely been better in past years. 5 sacks from Kalen Darby, though, is pretty crazy. 4 from Artie Perryman. 2 picks for Darby, 2 for Alexander. 1 for Tavon Shields, 1 for Kool-Aid, 1 for Josh Benedict, 1 for John Bynes, and 1 for Michael Poe. Our offense was second in the league, and our defense was 29th. That's pretty bad. MVP, Spencer Rattler got second to Lamar Jackson. Oh, he's so close. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Spencer Rattler up there at 4. McKinney up there at 7. Defensive Player of the Year, Darby at 8. Offensive Rookie, we did get it with Felix Langford, so possible superstar development for him. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Abraham was on the list, I know that is. Spencer Rattler did win Best QB, though. Nice. Running back, McKinney at 4. Wide receiver, Olave at 6. O-line, Thomas Hampton, in his second year, is now the best guard in the league, Bean at number 10. Eric McCoy at 7, probably his last year here as well. Chase Young at number 6 for D-line. Linebackers, Darby at 5, Alexander at 6. DBs, no DBs. All right, so we're for the first time we're gonna jump into this wildcard game. I haven't been very confident in our ability in the playoffs. We've not played great, but let's jump in here and see if we can do something. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Green Bay gets a field goal. We respond with our own. Second quarter here. Green Bay scores another field goal. Then they score a touchdown. All right, now I got to jump in. Our offense isn't doing anything. All right. For the first time, we're going to jump into this game here. Let's see George McKinney in action. I've only seen these guys in training camp. I've never actually played a game with them yet. Rattler with his X Factor looks pretty cool. McKinney can't really do anything there. Run game's been pretty weak today. I don't really know this playbook either because we're in the Bengals playbook. I don't really know how their playbook operates. Chris Olave is really open. Let's go, Olave. Juke him out. First down for Chris Olave. So only 6 completed passes in a half of football from Spencer Rattler. It was really bad. Let's try and go some slants here and see how this goes. Running back's wide open out of the backfield. McKinney. And he's going to fight. Almost gets the first down. Alright, we're going to go play action here. Go end zone? Come on. They're kind of getting close. I'm throwing it to Olave, though. I can't get it. The rookie was also open. I should have just thrown it to him. He had so much more space. I just really want to give Olave a good play there. Alright, we're 3rd and inches here. Do we go halfback dive? Let's try it. McKinney gets the first down. Good job. Alright. Next play. Flanker drive? This double move could be kind of sick if that safety doesn't read it. Okay. Otherwise, I'm just going underneath the Holmes. Safety is not really there, but Holmes underneath. Kind of got bumped, to be honest. Alright, we're going to go slot cross here with Chris Olave again. See if we can either get him or the tight end open on this play. He's so open. Olave, good catch. We're going to hurry up here. Let's go verticals cross here. Let's get everybody going. Rattler, can't get out of the pocket. Killings is going to sack him. I didn't mean to run it here. We'll go boot slide. Holmes actually could get open here. I don't know what that DB does. Olave, wide open. And he almost gets the first down. 3rd and 1. Let's see. Rattler's in the zone here. Let's see if we can pick this up. Wide open. Holmes drops it. It's 4th down. Oh, come on. Fourth and 1 here. I don't know. Actually, yeah, we can run this. McKinney can't get it. And it's a turnover. Let's go to the next quarter here. Let's see if we can respond. Oh my goodness. We're playing so terribly. We have 3 points. And we give up another field goal. Offense, what is going on? We're gonna try. I guess we're just gonna play offense for the rest of the game here. I'm just gonna get McKinney out wide. He's gonna get a couple yards. Alright, we gotta hurry up because I don't know what we're doing right now. McKinney out the backfield again could be good here. I love these halfback plays. They usually get super open, and he's not very open. That linebacker was definitely in man coverage, and I should have seen that. Our offense has just been horrible today. Spencer Rattler has not done anything. Second in MVP voting, and he can't even push the ball down the field right now. Olave outside. Nope. 4th and 7. We have to go for this. We've only attempted 16 passes in this game. That is so shameless. It's not even funny. Like, how do we even do that? How do we play so bad we only have 16 pass attempts? Rattler rolling out here. Off his back foot, and it's done. We lose. We're just go to the next season. Jeez. Alright, so we're here in the offseason. We gotta re-sign some players here. Moody will pick up the option on, obviously. We do have some more money now. Michael Alexander did lose his superstar, so I'm sure he'll take this now. Wow, and he doesn't. Franchise tag is just bad. Antoine Robertson, wow, he's superstar dev now, but we get to pick up the option on him. Perriman's going to walk. We already talked about that. Jair's going to walk. Eric McCoy's going to walk. He's now regressing to... Do I risk Alexander going to free agency? We're just going to tag him. We can afford it this year. In general, I would rather not do that. I would rather lock him down on the long-term deal, but I can't risk losing him at this point. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. We can take a quick look at dev traits before we hop into free agency. So we know we need a center. Any dev trait changes? Langford loses star. I disagree with that. Did he not get offensive rookie of the year? If he just got offensive rookie of the year, then he's getting this back. Awards. Yeah, you won offensive rookie of the year. You should get a dev trait upgrade. So Langford will give him his star dev back. That's one of the stupidest things I've seen in Madden. Is just their dev trait regression is terrible. Alright, defense, looking at it, everything's fine. Roberson's now superstar, which is really good to see. We're going to have to re-sign him soon. We need a safety. I think we need to prepare for life after Chase Young, because he's regressing now, and also his contract is coming up, I think, next year. Could use another corner. Corners are fine. We're going to need a safety, possibly a corner. Probably an edge rusher. And then offensively we need what? A center. Yeah, on offense we basically just need a center, and that's it. So I'm gonna look around for agency. It's not gonna be too active. I'll let you guys know what we do though. All right, so free agency is going to be pretty chill for us. I'm just going to go after a replacement safety, Devion Kendricks, on a 2-year deal, and then Dennis Buckley, a really, really cheap option to play center for us for like a year or two. I can always draft another one, but when I was scouting, it just didn't really look like there was anybody that I wanted there, so we are going to get Buckley. And Kendricks really wants to be here, so I'd be surprised if he doesn't accept. Okay. I mean, I'll give you this for 2 years. I just would rather not. Okay, it seems like he'll take this. And he does. We get Kendricks and we get Buckley. Just some filler options, to be honest. There really wasn't much there. Like, Nick Bosa was a free agent, and I could have afforded him, but there's no reason to do it when I have 2 very solid edge rushers, so the team will look something like this. Buckley's just going to slide into play center. And then we obviously still have the draft as well. We need to get a D tackle in this draft. The linebackers are set because of Alexander. Everything else looks good. So I'm going to finish up my scouting, and then I'll let you guys know what we're looking like. Alright, so we're here at the draft, and I'm going to send to pick 23 because there's nobody that I really need to trade up for. There's a lot of guys that I like later in the draft, so I'm not really worried about them going before our pick. So we're going to pause here, and I think I'm going to trade down because I forgot to mark my favorites. I just realized that. Well, there's a couple of players that I do like. So we'll start at corner. I am a Richard Hopkins guy. I like him. I like Sherrod Gay. Both of them are very good. At linebacker, John Holliday's a round 1 talent. That's good to see. And then the D tackles that I was looking at are both round 1 to 2. I do need to get a D tackle. That's 100%. They're both round 1 to 2. I'm probably gonna go with George Weber. I think George Weber might be better. We'll check athleticism. Maybe not taking either of them here. Elite speed for George Weber though, and great strength. Yeah, it's probably gonna be George Weber. Yeah, Jimmy Allen's just not the same athlete. So he's around 2 to 3. Meaning I could probably get him later. John Holiday. Okay, so I kind of want to trade down here. If I can get 2 seconds, that would be great. So I'm gonna look for a trade and I'll let you guys know what we do. Alright, and I think we did a trade down with the Bears before. I'm going to take this pick, pick 31, and also pick 63. I can use pick 63 to trade up, probably at the corner. So we will go to pick 32 here. There should still be a corner on the board, if not both. Or pick 31, sorry. There should still be at least one of the corners on the board, if not both. Jimmy Allen's at 13. Richard Hopkins is still here. Oh, did the other one go? I bet he did. Okay, so maybe we should go with the corner here. Yeah, the other guys that I want are so far down the board. Yeah, John Holiday's at 49, so we don't have to worry about him going yet. What about the other D tackle? Jimmy Allen. Okay, yeah, so I think we go with Richard Hopkins here. Richard Hopkins, or do we go George Weber? Technically, we need Weber more. You know what? Neither of them are gonna go yet. Honestly, I think I'm gonna look to trade down again. All right, we're gonna take this Broncos offer. I'm gonna trade down to pick 39, and we're gonna take this 5th round pick as well. I should be able to trade back up if need be, but I think we'll be okay. So we can simulate here, and if any of these guys go off the board, I'll be a little bit sad, but I should be able to get all 3 if I play my cards right. So we're making sure that the corner doesn't go, the D tackle doesn't go, or the linebacker, but they aren't projected to go like anywhere near here. So we're 2 picks away. Come on, Giants, don't tell me. Nice, and then Cardinals. Nice. All right, so with this first pick, who is the first player that I want? Okay, it's Richard Hopkins, then it's Weber, and then it's the linebacker. The linebacker is all the way down at... Damn, he is so far. He's all the way down at 41. So we will... I think we're going to start with the corner. I think we're going to start with Richard Hopkins, and then we're going to trade back up for George Weber. No, we go Weber here. Reason being is I need D-tackle. I can't risk him going. We need George Weber more. Round 1 to 2 talent, 92 strength, very good athlete. Great pass rusher as well. He's going to be the number 2 D tackle. Now, our next second round pick is at 23, but I am going to make a trade. So I will see you guys when I trade up. All right, so finally we're making this pick for the Vikings second rounder. We're trading our 63rd pick, a 5th round this year, 2 5ths this year, and a 3rd next year, as well as Shields, who's in the last year of his deal, who we don't need anymore. We're just getting the second round pick and that running back to make the money work. And we're back on the board here. We're going to take the cornerback. And then we start getting a little bit closer. I do want the linebacker because I do actually kind of need him. But let's get Richard Hopkins here. We don't really need corner, but he's just kind of good depth. Hidden dev. Could end up moving back to safety if I really feel like it. Highly doubt he will, though. A catching is really cool. But yeah, we're going to see how far I'm going to have to trade up to get this linebacker. Because he's not supposed to go for like 40 picks. That doesn't mean anything, really. So really, whenever the first linebacker goes, we'll try and get him. Because here's the thing, Damian Vick is a free agent next year, and if I don't have to pay him, I won't. Because he's probably going to ask for a lot of money. And we're already going to have to pay 2 linebackers next year. We might actually just be able to sim. Do we go up and get our guy? Let's look at the draft board. I think I have 2 seconds. I can honestly just offer. We can honestly get Jimmy Allen too. Just to have the talent, that would be pretty nice. Yeah, he's still not supposed to go for another 30 picks. There's 1 linebacker, 2 linebackers, 3 linebackers. I think he's the second best right outside linebacker on the board. I think we can risk it. If the first one goes, then I'll trade up. Damien Bennett goes. We're 3 picks away. Jimmy Allen does go. It's kind of upsetting. I probably should have traded up for him, but oh well. Texans don't sell. Nice. Alright, so we're going to get the guy that we want here. We still have another second round pick, too. So I'm probably going to use this and not sell. So let's get this linebacker here. John Holiday, round 1 talent. Looks really, really good. Pretty good athlete as well. Hidden dev, 86 speed. He looks great. And then this last pick, I'm just going to go to pick 30 because I don't think there's anybody else that I need. And this will be our last pick of the draft. So if I can maybe get a safety. This honestly might just be a BPA spot. Like Connor Blackwell doesn't look bad. Could be a good developmental tackle, but I don't really need him. Melvin Woods maybe is like an insurance policy in case we can't get Chase Young back. Why not? Let's do it. Normal dev. Chase Young is on the last year of his deal though, so that is something that we should definitely watch and get ready to prepare for. But we're going to go to the end of the draft and we'll look at who we drafted. Alright, we had a great draft. 74 overall for Weber, 77 for Richard Hopkins, 75 for John Holiday, and then Melvin Woods is also a 70, so that's not bad. CP drafted a 69 overall running back. And I'm going to set up the team, and I will see you guys with what our lineup's looking like this year. Alright, so this is going to be the team for year 9. Spencer Rattler at quarterback, McKinney at running back, Olave, Holmes, and Langford at receiver, Smith, Bean, Buckley, Hampton, and Fuaga at offensive lineman, and Snell at tight end. Defensively, it's still going to be Chase Young and Moody on the defensive line, with Roberson and the rookie Weber up the middle. Linebackers, it's going to be Alexander, Darby, and Vick, as it's been for the past couple of years. We have the rookie Holiday behind him. Probably not going to re-sign Vick at the end of the year. I mean, maybe. We'll see. It's going to be the last year next year anyways. So maybe we bring back Vick. Maybe we trade these rookies that we draft, besides Weber, to maybe get some sort of help somewhere. I don't know where, but who knows. Chloe McKinstry, Bynes, and Cole at cornerback with the rookie Hopkins as well. And at safety, it's going to be Kendricks and Benedict. Specialists, you're going to have Langford in the slot, McKinney at both running back slots. Slot corners going to be Cole, Chase Young and Moody off the edge, Roberson and Weber up the middle, and Darby, Alexander, and Vick as your sub linebackers. And I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright, week 3, coming off of a 21-10 win against the Falcons, we have a breakout D lineman, and also some weekly awards here is Moody. He's had 3 sacks so many different times and just hasn't fully broken out yet, but if he can get X Factor next game, that would be really, really cool to see. It is Chris Moody. So can he get X Factor in this next game? We will see. Going into year 9, or in the middle of year 9, I guess we'll say. But let's see if he can do it. I'm not going to go super heavy on scouting this year. We're kind of at the end, going all in. So if I need to trade picks, I will. We do pick up the win. And Moody did not get the dev trait, but okay. It's alright. We're 3-0. Let's dominate. Alright, week 5. We have a breakout scenario for Spencer Rattler. He hasn't really hit these like at all ever since becoming an X Factor, but he's been great ever since. So it really doesn't matter to me. It's just more XP, but he's already a 90. He's probably going to stick around that for the rest of the rebuild, but let's see if he can hit it. And we do get the win. We are the only undefeated team in the division now as the Buccaneers finally lost. Let's see if we got the breakout completed. We did win 35-17. And Spencer Rattler actually does complete the breakout. 15,000 XP for Spencer Rattler. That's probably like a single upgrade point because he's just so old at this point. But he's having a great year. Just look at him. Alright, we're here at the midseason mark. We are 6-0, top of the division. I mean, imagine we don't lose a game this season. That would be kind of crazy, man. Spencer Rattler does need to come back, though. Same thing with Michael Alexander, Damian Vick, Angelo Bean, Chase Young. We only have 58 million. Okay. We can let Bean walk. He's a great guard for us, but, like, we probably can't hang on to him. Vick, we already said, can walk. I really need these two back. Oh, it's actually not as bad of a contract as I thought for Spencer Rattler. We can also offer him, I guess this does give us more money. I can always just franchise tag somebody, right? So if we sign Spencer Rattler to this, we'll give him this. Great. Spencer Rattler's back for 2 years. Michael Alexander should be able to re-sign on this. Great. Michael Alexander's back. And then I should be able to franchise tag Angelo Bean for year 10. And then we can just let the rest walk. Depending on the year Chase Young has, it might be him who gets the tag. We'll see. But that's more of an off-season decision. Damian Vick is probably going to walk here. Chase Young we might bring back for the final year. Angelo Bean will debate on. It really depends on what free agency is going to look like, but we won't worry about that this second. Alright, so going into week 18 here, we are playing the Buccaneers for the division here. Let's see what... Yeah, we're fighting for the 1 seed, basically. If we win this game, we get the 1 seed. If we lose this game, oh well. They've beat us before. We were 0-1 against them this season. This is huge. We need to win this so that we get a first-round bye. And we pick up the win. First-round bye, boys. Let's go. 35-17. We absolutely blew them out. Just watching how the season went, we blew out so many teams. We didn't have any breakout scenarios, sadly. I mean, besides, I think, Rattler, which he did hit. But, like... Yeah, Rattler's been amazing this season. Let's look at all of his player of the weeks. 1, 2. Oh, wow, McKinney had one. 4 receptions, 141 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Okay. Rattler, I think, had 3 is what we counted. I thought it was a lot more than that, but guess not. Still really, really solid. Take a look at the stats, though. Spencer Rattler, first in yards, first in touchdowns, 4,900 yards, 45 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's been incredible. McKinney, 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, 4 per carry. Pretty solid stuff from him. Receiving, 3 1,000-yard receivers. Olave did pick it up, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns for him. 1,011 for Langford, 1,008 for Snell, 908 from Holmes, 806 from McKinney. He is pushing, like, Christian McCaffrey numbers right now. That's kind of crazy. He had 70 catches? I didn't know he threw it to the running back that much in Bengals scheme. Okay. Sacks, Doug Smith led up 8. Everybody else pretty solid. Darby led the team with tackles with 118. 114 for Michael Alexander. TFLs, 18 for Moody, 12 for Young, 12 for Roberson. Sacks, 12.5 for Chris Moody. 6 for Chase Young, 6 for Michael Alexander at that outside linebacker spot, 2 for Weber, the rookie, Nobody else really contributed. 2 picks for Josh Benedict, 2 for Bynes, 1 for Michael Alexander, 1 for Kool-Aid McKinstry. Offense was first. Defense was 5th. Yearly award. Spencer Rattler wins his 2nd MVP of the video. Really cool to see for him. NFC Offense Player of the Year, I bet it's McKinney. Now, Rattler at 2, McKinney at 4. McKinney has to get best running back, though. Depoy, Moody at 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I highly doubt we're going to have anybody up here. Defensive Rookie, maybe? Yeah, no. Best QB is Spencer Rattler. Best running back, McKinney got 2nd. Wow. Best wide receiver, Olave and Langford 8 and 10. O-line, nobody. D-line, Moody at 4. Linebacker, Alexander at 6. DB, nobody. All right. Can we please win a playoff series? Back-to-back Super Bowls to end the video would be really, really cool. We're a 95 overall team. We should just be sweeping these people. We're going to hop in here against the Rams because we just haven't had no playoff success, and I just don't trust our team. Playing Caleb Williams, who was competing for the MVP with us. And let's see if we have the better quarterback here. Spencer Rattler versus Caleb Williams. True duel of the top QBs in the league. Let's see what we can do. Alright, let's go, team. First quarter, defense getting stops. We do score 7. Stop them again. 7-0 going into the second quarter. We make it 10-0. Defense gives up 3. It's 17-3 going into the second half. 24-3. 24-3 going into the fourth quarter. 24-10 now. 31-10. 31-17. 34-17. We are going to win this playoff game with ease. Spencer Rattler has an amazing game. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Outdueling Caleb Williams. Only missing 3 passes. McKinney was kind of eh. Oh, they have Mitchell. I was going to draft him some years back. Receiving, Snell had a great game. 2 touchdowns for Olave. Defense, sack for Moody. Half a sack for Bynes and Abraham. No picks. All right, on to the next round. All right, we're 2 games away from winning a Super Bowl, and we are taking on our division rival, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's hop in. I think we can beat them. We're now 1-1 against them on the season. This game will make this rivalry pretty much shut down. It will be the best team in the division. All right, we are at home, so that's good to see. All right, let's go, team. Defense gets a stop. Okay, no scores going into the second quarter. We do score 7. Make it 14-0. 14-7. 14-10 going into the second half. Saints are winning. 21-10. 21-10 going into the fourth quarter now. 21-17. 21-18, sorry. Ooh, and we lose at the last second. Wow. You're kidding me. We lost at the last second. 25-24. I can't believe this. Year 10. Here we go. And of course I do have to fill my staff. Yep, this is real. It's so stupid. My offensive coordinator gets poached, and I can't do anything about it until there's just like scraps for me to pick at here. I guess we're going to hire Nick Gregory. This is just super unfortunate. I just don't like how this happens. There's just scraps for me to pick at. I have no option. They should get poached the week before if they're going to get poached. I can't stop them. I looked at it. I couldn't do anything about it. Going into year 10, we've had no playoff success, no Super Bowls. I mean, this is just stupid. Let's see how much money we have in free agency. We have $8 million now. We're going to pick up the options on Hampton and McKinney. And Vic is going to walk. I think we re-signed Bean. Yeah, Chase Young is not normal dev. I think we just franchise tag Bean and then move on. So I'm going to do that, and then, yeah, see you guys at the draft. All right, big trade going into year 10. We're trading a backup center. Hopkins, the rookie, drafted 3 first-round picks and a second for Aiden Hutchinson. I'm not playing around this year. We're going all in. This is our window. Year 10, we need to win a Super Bowl. I don't think there's any other holes on this team besides that. just replacing Chase Young with obviously a better edge rusher. Some things that happened: Moody went up to Superstar X Factor, so now we just have a Superstar X Factor duo. Everything else looks great, though. I mean, Holiday's just going to step in and replace Vic, so nothing there that we really need to worry about. We will put Michael Alexander back at right outside linebacker, or left outside, I think, actually. Yeah, Michael Alexander's going to go play left outside linebacker. And then... Or, no, he's going to go play right outside, because that's where he's been playing. Yeah, he's going to go play right outside, because that's where he's just been playing the whole time. And Holiday can just slide in at left outside, just fill in the role that Vic played, which wasn't a huge one, so it's fine. Maybe I'm going to try an upgraded interior over Weber. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, and this last trade, we're going to upgrade Weber and just trade in this QB to make the money work, and a second round pick for, I think his name is like Jimmy Davis. I'm just going to see you guys in year 10. This is what the team is basically going to look like. If we can't win a Super Bowl with this team, then I don't know what to do. We've drafted so well. I haven't made like any trades this entire rebuild. It's just been straight drafting, like as it should be, and I'm happy that I did it this way, but jeez. But yeah, let's go to the offseason, or let's go to next season here, and I will see you guys there. Alright, year 10, we're running it back. It's literally the same offense. Yeah, nothing changed on offense. Defense, only thing that changed is Aiden Hutchinson is now here, and Davis is now the D-tackle too. Specialists, Langford is going to be the slot receiver. Actually, no, what? No. We're making Chris Olave the slot receiver. We're just going to let him eat as he should. Yeah, let Chris Olave eat in the last year. Then I think everything else is basically the same. We're going to have Cole back in the slot at corner, McKinney at both running back slots, Hutchinson, Moody off the edge, Roberson and Davis up the middle, Darby, Alexander, and Holiday sub linebackers. That's going to be it. I'm not even going to look at breakout scenarios probably. I think we're just going to send the season, and I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. Alright, playoff time. We went 16-1. You guys probably thought we missed the playoffs. Our team is a 97 overall. If we don't win a Super Bowl with a 97 overall team, Madden is just broken and I don't know what to do. I've tried everything. Let's take a look at the stats. I bet we won every award at this point. Yeah, you guys can see it there, 16-1. Take a look at the stats. Spencer Rattler probably won another MVP. Yeah, 5,000 yards, 44 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. When we take a look at the career stats after we finish this season, it's going to get crazy. 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns for McKinney, 5.3 per carry. He was amazing. Rattler also had 2 more touchdowns and 200 more yards on the ground. Olave, 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns in the last year. Snell, 1,209, 804 for Langford, 707 for Devon Holmes, who's just really been a serviceable like number 2 for us. Like he hasn't really done anything crazy. 604 for McKinney, so he had over 2,000 yards and 22 touchdowns. He might actually get MVP. Zach Smith gave up 10, whatever. Michael Alexander led with 109 tackles, 106 for Darby, TFL 17 for Roberson, sacks 16 for Hutchinson, 11 for Moody, 5.5 for Michael Alexander, 5.5 for Davis, 4 for Roberson, picks, 4 for Kool-Aid, probably his career high. He never really got interceptions for us. 2 for Bynes, 1 for Michael Alexander, 1 for Von Kendricks. Offense was first with 7,000 total yards this year. It's kind of crazy. Defense, second. Yearly awards, Spencer Rattler MVP. Wow. McKinney not even top 10, but Spencer Rattler gets his 3rd MVP of the video. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is George McKinney. Olave at 3, Rattler at 4. Depoy, Aiden Hutchinson at 4. Elroy, D-Roy, nobody. Spencer Rattler's best QB. McKinney, best running back. Olave, best receiver. Hampton, best O-line. Oh, Hutchinson barely missed D-line. He's number 3. Linebacker, Alexander at 6. DB, McKinstry at 5. Probably his first time on this list. Chat. I swear to God. You know, let's check out the career stats now. 40,000 yards for Spencer Rattler. 340 touchdowns to only 62 interceptions. Probably is one of the best touchdown to interception ratios of all time. 72% completion percentage, average 230 yards per game, average of 116 passer rating. He's probably pretty high up there. McKinney, he's pretty young, so he's not going to have a lot of stats, but almost 4,000 yards, 53 touchdowns. Rattler, 2,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Receiving, Olave, 1,200 yards, almost 12,000 yards, almost 13,000, 104 touchdowns. Holmes, 700 yards, 53 touchdowns. Snell, 5,000 yards, 37 touchdowns. Langford's pretty young. McKinney at 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, though. That's a lot in 4 years. Blocking, Doug Smith has given up the most sacks. Look at Bean, though. Bean has been in the league for 9 years and only given up 36 sacks. Hampton's been in the league for 4, only given up 7. Defense, Darby leads us in tackles, 780. TFLs, these weren't really our stats, but if you want to look at Moody, 65 TFLs, 51 sacks, pretty cool. Picks, 11 for Darby, 11 for Benedict, 10 for Evans. Yeah, I knew McKinstry didn't have that many. He had 5 before this year, and he's been in the league for 10 years. 4 for Alexander. Pretty cool to see. Real kick return. I don't know who our kick returners have been. Probably nobody important. Michael Poe, Holmes. A lot of punt return yards for him. No touchdowns, though. Alright, so those are the career stats for all of your favorite players. We can take a look at the legacy leaderboard, too, before we hop in. I'm going to do all this and get first rounded, so let's enjoy it now before I rage quit. Legacy leaderboard. Let's go for QBs. Spencer Rattler is number 6. Yeah, Mahomes has 4 Super Bowls and we don't have a single one yet. So we could probably pass up. We could probably pass up Rodgers if we get a Super Bowl. Running backs, I know McKinney could not be up here yet. He's at 18. Wide receiver, Olave might be pretty high. Olave is top 10. Tight end. I don't know if our tight end is going to be up here. Snell's at 14. Left tackle, Smith. He is number 5. Left guard, Bean is number 5. I know we're not going to get him. Hampton's already top 10. He's only been in the league for like 4 years. And then right tackle, Fuaga's at 5. Left end, Moody. He's at number 7. AD tackles, Perryman. Did he retire yet? No, he's on the Patriots. Damn, our other guy's not even close. Hutchinson's at number 4 for defensive ends. Chase Young was right behind him. What about corners? McKinstry gonna be up here? Probably not. Not even close. He's at 18. What about Benedict? Maybe for safeties? He might be in a good spot. Benedict is at 19. Alright. Let's jump into the playoffs finally. I've been stalling for long enough. I'm just scared. I feel like we're going to lose. I hate to say it. I just feel like we're going to lose. Rams, we beat them last year. Let's jump in here. I'm not taking any risks, so we're going to jump in. We're going to hopefully win this game. Can we get one Super Bowl in this video? This would be such an unsuccessful video if we don't win a single Super Bowl. Because literally the first half of this rebuild was just waiting until we had money, and then the second half is just like, okay, now we can compete, and we're just like, no. I have a 97 overall team. Can we just like absolutely decimate them? 7-7, 14-7 going into the second quarter. Rams are beating us. We do make it 14-10, and we get 21-10. 17-21. Defense can't hold anything, but we do make it 24-20. I'm going to hop in here. Let's see if we can score. Ooh, a jet touch pass to Holmes with his speed could actually be really fun here. Let's try it. Gotta get out wide with that speed. Juke. Let's pass 1. Gets about 3 yards. Spencer Rattler's having a fine game. Could be worse, could be better. Let's do the play action here. Let's see if I can get Olave open. If not, I'm going to go for Holmes. Olave's so open. First Olave, way to hold on to it. Nice. I'm probably not going to go read option here, but yeah, let's just go inside zone. See if we can do something with McKinney. Right up the middle. Can't do anything. Let's see. We'll go with this escape play here. Olave in the corner could be nice. Snell might not be a bad option. We'll go with the running back underneath here, McKinney. Can't get the first, 3rd and inches. I am not going to go halfback dive here. This is actually a good run front. We'll run this. Yeah, just wide open hole up the middle. The juke McKinney gets about 8 there. Olave could get open here. I might just go to Snell underneath though if he doesn't. Yeah, Snell's just open underneath. Go to the big tight end. Truck someone. He reaches and doesn't get it. Alright, McKinney here in the goal line. This should be pretty easy for him to just walk this in. And he does. Touchdown. Alright, defense, please hold up. And we done. Alright, next quarter here. Let's see if we can respond. We do. I'm gonna hop in here. I don't feel like risking this. Oh my gosh. Is progressive fatigue on? Okay, no, wait. It was trolling me. It looked like progressive fatigue was on. I thought all of my players were just not in right now. I don't want to score too quickly. I don't want to score quickly, like, at all. McKinney gets the first. Just waste some time here. Nice. I don't want to score quickly. I want to score with like 30 seconds left. We're going to run the clock out. We're going to try our hardest to run this clock down to like 30 seconds. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if there's enough field to do that. But we're going to take every second off of the clock that we can. Because clearly our defense doesn't know what they're doing. Snap. McKinney. Nice, just wasting time. It's about 2 there. Alright, we should be able to get it to about the 2-minute warning on this drive. I'm not throwing the ball, like, at all. Yeah, we'll get it down to the 2-minute warning before this 4th down. Hopefully we don't have to go for it on 4th down, actually. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kenny out wide. 3rd and 6. Alright, we'll run it down to the 2-minute warning, and then we'll throw it. 9 seconds here. Chat, if you don't know, this rebuild is taking me like 8 hours to record. I'm so tired. I haven't done this all in one sitting. It's okay. But like, Jesus. It's taking me like 2 days to record. But it's really fun though. I really like seeing Spencer Rattler succeed. I want to see him succeed in real life and beat those like terrible teammate allegations, because he was not fun to watch on that TV show he was on in high school. Alright, Snell. Don't get out of bounds. Nice. He was not fun to watch in that TV show in high school. I've like rewatched that once just to see what it was like, and I couldn't stand it, bro. But from what everybody said, he's like matured now. He actually has compassion, and he's a decent enough leader. So I would love to see him succeed, especially because he seems like he could be a very talented quarterback in the right system. So let's see if the Saints can do it. Alright, we're going to keep trying to run the clock down here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, they ate that one. Alright. Now we can start looking to score. We'll probably run this down a little bit more. We got to make sure that we still do end up scoring here. Let's go running back out wide. Stay in bounds. It's about 3. Alright, now we're actually going to try and score. I don't like any of these. I guess we're going to go slant here. McKinney at wide. Go. We'll call timeout here. It's 4th and 2. What front are they running? Okay, this is a heavy run defense front. That tight end is so open. Touchdown! Let's go. 22 seconds left. Do we go for 2? I don't think we do. And we win. 41-38. Barely winning that. Oh my gosh, that was so stressful. Okay, next round. That was literally the first game. This is why I didn't sim it. This is literally the first game. We went 16-1. Blew out every single team that we beat. And the one game that we lost by like 1 field goal. NFC Conference Championship here. Who are we playing is the Washington Commanders, who went 13-4. Let's hop in here. I want to end this video. Let's get this done, bro. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. But I want to finish this video. So we got two more games, and I can sleep peacefully. But I'm going to be so mad if I can't sleep peacefully because we ended up just losing before we even hit the Super Bowl. Have we even reached the Super Bowl yet? I don't even think we have. Alright, offense, I need you to dominate. 3 points is a start. Down 7-3 going into the second quarter. I need Spencer Rattler to respond. He does. Make it 10-7. Defense holds them off. Going into the second half, we were up 10-7. It's a low-scoring game. We make it 17-7. Defense is playing great right now. Going into the fourth quarter, they do score. Okay, we make it 24-14. 31-14. That's game. Let's go. We're going to the Super Bowl, boys. Spencer Rattler is another great performance. Chris Olave's been going off in the playoffs. Let's end this video. Our first Super Bowl appearance of the video. This is all I ask for. I really thought we could have won 3 back-to-back-to-back, and of course we didn't. George McKinney is now a 99 overall. Good for him. Been an incredible running back for us. What a great selection that we had. We drafted so well this rebuild, it's not even funny. Like, I actually, when I sat down and focused on scouting, it was so much more fun. Alright, going against Patrick Mahomes. Oh my gosh, Patrick Mahomes and the Patriots. He's trying to win his 8th Super Bowl for whatever reason. Dev trade upgrades. Don't think anybody in the offense changed. Man, our offensive line is so incredible. Hampton's a 98 overall, and he's 24 years old. God damn. He has no finesse whatsoever. He's just straight power. Defensively, Kool-Aid McKinstry finally gets superstar development, and Kendricks gets star. Alright. So everybody's above a silver dev trait here. Can we go and dominate in our first Super Bowl and our last season of the video? Let's do it. Man, I'm just sitting here thinking about the 8 hours of footage that it's literally 8 hours of footage. I mean, a lot of it is just gonna be like me doing training camp that I cut out, me simming individual weeks that I have to cut out, but like, jeez. So realistically, this will get edited down to like 2 hours, but man, alright. Patriots start with the field goals. We respond with one as well. We score a touchdown, make it 10-3 going into the second quarter. 10-10. Both defenses are playing very good right now. They make it 17-10. Okay. We do respond and make it 17-17. It's now 24-17. I'm going to hop in here. We can't afford to fall behind. Cannot afford to fall behind here. 2nd and 4. Play action. Olave's kind of open. And we're going to get picked off. Oh my god, this is how we're going to lose. Me being stupid is how we're going to lose. It's going to be a pick 6. Okay. Me being stupid is how we're going to lose. We're going to lose the only chance of getting a Super Bowl here. Defense does hold them to 3. We have 5 minutes left. I need myself to lock in. I need to lock in. We get it to the tight end out here pretty easily. Get out of bounds. Just play it safe. Holmes looks really good over the top if this DB doesn't bite. We get it out just in time. That was scary. Okay. We'll let this cross drag here. We just need 2 yards, so I'm not going to stress this too much. Probably just take whatever I see is open first. And sideline Langford. Nice. First down. Let's get McKinney a screen here. He's been a really good receiving back for us. So I'm sure he can do a lot with the ball in space. And we're going to get it to him here. Just outspeeds that guy because there's just no blocks. Nice. This looks like zone coverage to me. Olave's open. Oh my god, we overthrew it. Come on, Rattler. He's been like the most accurate quarterback I've ever used. I've never seen him miss a pass. Half of these games last time he has like 3 incompletions. It's like unheard of. McKinney, get open. Nice catch, go. McKinney gets the first down. Good job. We gotta hurry up a little bit here. We need to score quickly. We gotta leave some time on the clock to get a stop on defense. Oh my gosh, I swatted down. He was getting open, but then he just didn't get open enough. The cut just wasn't good enough to fool him. Holmes could get open here. I gotta watch that safety, otherwise we're going to do Olave probably. Oh my gosh, we got sacked. And it's Perryman, our former defensive tackle. Who else? Honestly, I think I'm just gonna go to McKinney here on a screen, and if we pick this up, that would be great. Okay, there's not that many guys out there. Get the block, go back inside, juke back out. 4th and 14 here. This is basically the game. Yeah, I'm not feeling great about this. Just 3 minutes left. We've just wasted so much time just trying to get back into the spot now. Please, possession catch. Holmes gets it. Let's go first and goal. All right, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. We gotta score quickly. McKinney out wide. Touchdown, McKinney. Thank you. All right. Defense needs to go stop. Let's choose normal speed. And then play all offense. Defense. Go stop. Defense! We have 2 minutes left. 1 timeout left. We need a field goal here. That's all we need. McKinney, just play it safe. Alright, we have the 2-minute warning here. This is so intense for no reason. We went 16-1, man. I'm gonna put you on a post. Oh my gosh, I floated that. How did that... Why was that a bullet pass? That should have gone over that linebacker's head and right to him. Okay, Holmes, I'm going to streak you. I'm just going to throw it to you immediately. Holmes, good catch. Use that speed, Holmes! Let's go, dude. Alright. Minute 49 left. We are now in field goal range. We can afford to play it a little bit slower here. Maybe we're not in field goal range. Is the 30 field goal range? I know Jake Elliott's regressed now, but damn. Okay, thank you for dropping that screen, because that would have been horrendous. You didn't even read that, you just got stuck and pushed into me. So that's fun. 1 minute 17 left, 2nd and 10 here. Trying the screen once again. He's not even reading it. He's just literally, like, getting pushed into me. And then he's just getting stuck. That should be PI. I do not like this play call whatsoever. I'm going to go drag here for Snell. We're just going to mix everything up. Wide open, Langford. That, like, you're not even real. That's not a real player. 4th and 10 here. Put you in a post. You in a slant. Olave's wide open. Let's go. First down, Olave. Nice. Easy first. Alright. Now we slow it down. Now we run the ball. And then we score with 10 seconds left. Okay. Nice job, McKinney. I'm gonna call a timeout here. And we're gonna throw the ball for the rest of the game. Yeah, we have to throw the ball for the rest of the game. We're gonna go sky here. I'm gonna try and hit McKinney in the back. McKinney, wide open. McKinney, touchdown! I can't yell because my mom's asleep. Touchdown, McKinney, for the Super Bowl. Let's make sure we're playing the full game. I'm not missing this kick. (31-27) and probably the most exciting Super Bowl of all time. I'm playing defense. I'm not even taking the risk. We're playing cover 4. Yes, you get to see the defense for the first time in this video. Let's use Moody. Nice hit. Alright. They can go underneath as much as they want. They can't win with a field goal. Have fun. You can't win without a field goal. Cover 4 drop. Give cushion. Everybody play over the top. Not let up a big play. Yeah, you can go underneath as much as you want. You have no timeouts now. We're going prevent defense. Everybody over the top. You will rush 3. It does not matter. Moody hits him. And it stopped. We've done it. Your New Orleans Saints are Super Bowl champions. In year number 10, we finally got it done. It took me 8 billion years, probably like 8 to 10 hours of recording. Why is JJ McCarthy on the Patriots bench? I don't know. We did it. McKinney gets a ring. Rattler gets a ring. Basically, everybody that I wanted to get a ring got a ring. Like, there was no, like Olave got a ring. He was here the whole time. Like, yeah, like, Eric McCoy left. He was kind of, like, somebody that we lost, like, pretty early on, I feel like. Or not early, but, like, a couple years ago, at least, like, 3. Oh, look at us up there. Who gets Super Bowl MVP? Is it Rattler? Looks like it. Spencer Rattler, man. 3 MVPs in this video. Finally gets a Super Bowl. Who knows how many Pro Bowls? That really doesn't matter anymore. A lot of all-pro selections, probably, if you count best quarterback as an all-pro selection. And he definitely balled out. 347 yards, 3 touchdowns. He out-dueled Patrick Mahomes. Oh, man. McKinney had a terrible game, by the way. But he was amazing as a receiver. That's what it was. We'll check out Super Bowl MVP, and we'll see how far he jumped up the leaderboards, because I am curious to see where he ranks now all time in quarterbacks. I mean, again, he's only 10 years. Well, he's 10 years into his career, so he's pretty old. But that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed these styles of rebuilds. Again, like I said in the beginning, I am going to work on like trying to put my own spin on these and trying to make these my own. But I'm really excited for what NCAA has in share for us. Like, I think that's gonna be really fun for us to play, as well as Madden. We're gonna be doing both. But yeah, new rebuilds coming soon as well. The Saints are just the first one. I'm gonna probably do. I'm trying to think, what team do I want to do a 10-year rebuild of next? Maybe like the Vikings. Because I want to see JJ McCarthy and Dallas Turner in action. I'm gonna do teams I haven't done yet, basically. Because like we've done the Bears, Patriots, probably Commander. Yeah, we did the Commanders, just with the wrong players. But I've already done those teams, so I want to do new teams. Like the Giants I've now done twice, which is stupid because I should have just waited for them to draft their actual receiver. I was just like, you know what, let me get Rome Odunze, because why not? And we didn't end up getting him. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Let me know how you guys are feeling about these. Leave a like and sub if y'all mess with the content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.